52. And it says, "Why boastest thou thyself in mischief, O mighty man? The goodness of God endureth continually. Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs, like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good, and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. God shall likewise destroy thee forever. He shall take thee away and pluck thee out of thy dwelling place, and root thee out of the land of the living. The righteous also shall see and fear, and shall laugh at him. Lo, this is the man that made not God his strength, but trusted in the abundance of his riches, and strengthened himself in his wickedness. But I am like a green olive tree in the house of God. I trust in the mercy of God forever and ever. I will praise thee forever, because thou hast done it, and I will wait on the name, for it is good before thy saints." Amen.
Thank you, sister. I want to hear the applause louder than that. This is the future of labor. I want to start this meeting by saying how elated, how happy, and how victorious I feel. Mama ileba mwe haka hik feel mwe gwen. Ek ngay do puki. Mwe baka jeme di bagay, and I don't give the reasons. One, anytime you have an opponent and he start to complain, make sure he's feeling defeat. Guy Joseph is all over the place like a mad fowl. Complaining. Not that we don't know that is new. That is not new to him. But what I'm saying, he's making it worse. Guy Joseph said he watched at the voters list and said there is 1,200 new voters. And he doesn't know where they came from. You know, it brings me back to even the prayers tonight. How much they warning about lying. Because you know that's the only thing that the two of them do. Well tagged. My brothers and sisters, I know you have waited so long. We just want to apologize, you know. Like God said, the last wine was the best wine was left for last. So now we're ready to give you the truth. I am saying tonight, we are in the belly of the devil. We have to get rid of that devil. Once and for all. My brothers and sisters, I really want my people to come down on the drinking for tonight or for this while. And I want you to be attentive. I want you to listen and judge. Apart from the work that we have done, the people that will be speaking tonight, judge them. And don't tell me you cannot see a future with these men and women on this platform. But we will just give a local speaker a moment for him to say a few words. He said that it is on his chest. He will be very brief. So we're just going to allow Mr. Zalum to come and say a few words.
Good night. Kenomics? What is Kenomics?
Kenomics?
Kennynomics means new investments in hotels, St. James Club, Capella, Freedom Bay, and now Smugglers. It means strategic investments in agriculture, education, and sustainable energy. Kennynomics means a record performance in tourism, increased visitor arrivals, stayover passengers, in yachting, ferry passengers, and cruise ship visitors. Kennynomics means cruise ship employment program. It means thousands employed through NICE. It means NICE programs expanding with 27 million in foreign aid. Kennynomics means regaining the trust and confidence of the international community, with over 13 million towards the water project in Dennery, 12 million for the new aquatic center, another 13 million for St. Jude's. It means securing the largest World Bank loan for St. Lucia ever. Kennynomics means 150 million for the shock to Grosile Highway and another 38 million for the roads in the south. Kennynomics means working to reduce the deficit to 5.8% of GDP and bringing it even lower to 3.4%. Kennynomics, the courage to make the difficult decisions that have put St. Lucia back on the path to prosperity.
Monsieur Chasne et puis UWP, yo pas en faveur nice. Ou yo seulement yo déjà finti we home help care program là.
All your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay.
C'est vite moins pour l'âme et puis tché gouvernement les basta là. Qu'on yo ka continuer bon travail ça là tout au lion pays là. Merci nice. Ek merci pour Dr. Kenny Anthony et puis gouvernement Liba. Tiens fort, Paladji.
Jobs. 325 persons employed in the home healthcare for the elderly program. 151 people employed under the farm labor support program. 98 persons employed as assistants to the principals in infant and primary schools island-wide. 74 people have also been engaged as information systems IT assistants at schools around the country. 18 environmental health officers, 85 sports facilities maintenance officers. Under the National Performance Program, 935 musicians, poets, singers, dancers, and models have been employed in communities and at national events. 33 coaches employed under the Community Coaching Program. We have created jobs for assistant social workers, maintenance technicians, health aides, and data entry clerks who have helped to revolutionize the speed of the registry. 1,500 persons have benefited from short-term employment initiatives. Over 54 people have been employed in over 17 businesses through private sector partnership employment programs. Through the cruise ship employment program, 400 plus nationals have secured employment. And as we speak, 1,500 St. Lucians from all walks of life are participating in training, of which 910 are at a technical vocational level. Over 6,000 jobs and employment opportunities have been created through this government. Are we as a government satisfied? Never. Because we know that progress takes the determination and focus that cannot stop and will not stop until every single St. Lucian can see, feel, and know that we are all back on the path to prosperity. This Labour government continues to fight for St. Lucia.
You can see it. The UWP has only one strategy: attack Kenny, insult Kenny, blame Kenny. They will do it again tomorrow, every day, relentlessly they attack. If somebody bursts their toe, it's Kenny. They have no plans. They offer no hope, no vision, just attack Kenny. But when they themselves need true leadership, who they depend on?
I depend on you.
Kenny.
No, I need your advice, not his.
Kenny. For those too young to know what is morning shift and afternoon shift, universal secondary education, Kenny Anthony, who took the West Coast Road out of the dark ages and built a modern highway in the southwest. Kenny, who increased the bursaries for the poor. Kenny, who is the one building and rebuilding our hospitals. Kenny, who fixed up the Bardalil. Kenny, implemented bursaries for the disabled. Kenny, cruise ship employment program. Kenny, over 6,000 jobs through NICE. Kenny, diversification in agriculture with cocoa and coffee. Kenny, who's still protecting our bananas. Kenny, computer labs all over this country. Miko, Fefo, Soufre, Marsha. Kenny, new administrative complex. Kenny, scholarships. Kenny, lighting playing fields. Kenny, rebuilding schools. Kenny, home health care for the elderly. Kenny, bursaries for school books. Kenny, stabilizing the economy. Kenny, rebuilding investor confidence. Kenny, new hotels. Kenny, and when the world, not just the Caribbean, but the world needed a champion on climate change, who was the champion from St. Lucia? Kenny. From 16 to 65, Kenny Anthony has been a dedicated leader in this country. Kennedy Anthony. Phenomenal.
Boss way, my labor. Bon, avant même de chanter ça, là, l'un de toi va y booty. And first of all, I would like to say good night to everyone and a special big up to Miss Jarvis on her well-spoken words at Forestier recently. Because she said something which really touched me, and it will take someone with courage from that same area to say. Because to me, every time I happen to pass through that road from GNO going up to Forestier. When I reach, I would say, what? What a disgrace on Mr. Guy Joseph. On an everyday routine, every move he makes, he has to pass through that road. And I cannot understand how he have it in such a mess. Bon, my labor. Où est lady? Si what savot tout ça qui là, c'est faux là-bas. Et lundi, le what aller polling station là, c'est bon. Star what ka make what. Mais vle what meilleur rock, meilleur flag, meilleur bagay leze. Parce que what sav, Joachim ka entoué. Bon, ten ça, avant me ba chanter ya. Koute ti chop parole ça, et nous ka di 3 fois. Ten li hein. Tout flambeau ni pour sortir là. Tout flambeau ni pour tirer koyo là. What ba we? One, tout flambeau ni pour sortir là. Tout flambeau ni pour tirer koyo là. Tout flambeau ni pour sortir là. Tout flambeau ni pour tirer koyo. One more time. Tout flambeau ni pour sortir là. Tout flambeau ni pour tirer koyo là. DJ, give me some music. Maman les bas qui moun l'autre blé. Maman ils sont fils qui moun l'autre blé. Actuellement nous avons un homme qui 80. Ça pas blague, c'est pas ils sont yé. Mr. Henry. DJ. Yeah, well. Maman il est bas. Il y a les pour gars sorti là. Ça même pas blague. Qui mon nom? Christopher. Dit tout flambeau, ni pour sortir là. Tout flambeau, ni pour tirer quand yo là. Messieurs, what pour qu'on t'en parole là? Un homme qui peut quand même en parole, qui a toi, pas comme ça. T'en ça. Les moins, Mouté Forestier, yo dit Joachim yo vle. Ti Rocher, dit Joachim yo vle. Toi Piton, dit yo hapawe les moins. Descend BEXON, yo dit Joachim yo vle. L'abbaye, dit Joachim yo vle. Sarot, dit yo hapawe les moins. Descend Bele, yo dit Joachim yo vle. Couliton, dit Joachim yo vle. Formagé, dit yo hapawe les moins. Mouté la kwa yo dit Joachim yo vle. Badni, dit Joachim yo vle. Hudson, dit yo hapawe les moins. Aleti Colon, yo dit Joachim yo vle. Goodlands, dit Joachim yo vle. Therefore, dit yo hapawe leve a duet, mama ileba, a duet, index finger, a duet, mama ileba, a duet, index finger, a duet, mama ileba, a duet, index finger. Écoutez bien, M1 qui la moi c'était, go flambeau à présent moi c'est les bas. Pour qui ça ou quoi, moi aller pas là. Un homme qui faut qu'on acide, la toi vaille comme ça. Dis-le toi piton, Stanley Rocher. Tout partout où passer, contrat qu'à aller. Guy Joseph, oui, on y pour sortir là. Levé à douette, maman il est bas. À douette, index finger. À douette, maman il est bas. À douette, index finger. À douette, maman il est bas. À douette, index finger. Actuellement, nous ni un homme qui soye. Actuellement, nous ni un homme qui a délivré. Actuellement, nous ni un homme qui soye. Guy Joseph, ou ni pour quitter aller. Actuellement, nous ni un homme qui soye. Actuellement, nous ni un homme pour délivrer. Actuellement, nous ni un homme qui soye. Levez, les doigts, les élever. Maman il est bas. Index finger. Mama il est bas. A douette, index finger. Tensa. Index finger. Pip. Joseph Pip. Guy ka jouen Pip. Joseph Pip. Guy ka jouen Pip. Joseph Pip. Guy ka jouen Pip. Pip. Guy ka jouen Pip. Joseph ka jouen Pip. Guy ka jouen Pip. Joachim ka entré à Cholman levé à douette, mama il est bas, à douette, index finger, à douette, mama il est bas, à douette, Joachim, à douette, mama il est bas, à douette, index finger, à douette, mama il est bas, à douette, index finger. Joachim ni pour entrer. Joachim. À douette, mama il est bas. Bonsoir, mama il est bas.
The UWP had 5 years.
Look at them. All of them. Educated, supposed to be professionals. All of them standing behind a $350 million lie. And the guy spider for me. He ate all what he vomit about Shastney. And even boasting about how take out VAT was his idea. All of y'all falling behind Shastney $350 million lie.
The thing about it is, but I don't know, Alan is being reckless. Those statements he made there about removing VAT and doing this and all that sort of thing. I think, how can you go and do this thing, man?
Not only that, sir. Are we not part of a trading bloc? that agreed to implement that?
Of course, it was a regional and international commitment that St. Lucia signed up to. Yes. It's an obligation. It's an obligation.
Yes.
You cannot go there and say that you remove that entirely and find creative means. What are the creative means? What is the creative means of raising taxes? If you take it out and put it in a different way, it's the same thing you put it on in.
Yes.
I'm talking about creative means. It's not creative means. You have to think of raising revenue.
Yeah.
And taxation is international acceptable method of raising revenue. Whether it is through VAT, whether it's through a sales tax, whether it's import duty, stamp duty, excise duty, whatever duties it is, that is the right way of going. But if you're going to talk about creative, what creative ways is going to of raising revenue? How can you make that promise without having first done a comprehensive analysis of the impact of that, its contribution to government revenue, and whether you can afford to forego anything at all? Why, this guy, I see so much madness. That's the kind of thing this guy almost sounds like desperation.
St. Lucia, we cannot afford the risk.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you, DJ. Thank you. That's not what I was expecting. Very good song. But let me say that I'm happy to be here tonight. This is my third platform performance for the evening. I spoke in my constituency early on. Then I had to speak in ancillary countries. And I'm here in Castries South. And when I'm Castries Southeast, sorry. And when I'm finished with Castries Southeast, I have to go and close a meeting of mine in a place called Tamazo. But my brothers and sisters, I'm happy to be working hard for the St. Lucia Labour Party. It has been a very short campaign. I've spoken in many different constituencies. But there's no way the campaign of 2016 could have been over without me making an appearance in Castries Southeast. Tonight, I'm here to support not just a fellow candidate, but a personal friend of mine in Brother Joachim. And I can tell you one thing. You've been hearing so much talk about polls and surveys. Everybody has an opinion in terms of who will be winning the elections. But some of them are not telling you the truth. People like myself and Menisa Rambali and Joachim, we have been able to see the results of some polls. And I can tell you one thing for myself. Come Monday, the 6th of June, I am marching into Parliament with the constituency of Dennery North. Dennery North will be in Parliament on a Labour Party ticket. But you know what? I can foresee myself crossing by Valmont and asking Joachim to wait for me. Because Joachim will be going to Parliament as well. And I know that the next couple days will be very testing days for you. Yo ka vini epi an chay l'argent, an tout banque, tout credit union, Jean Flambeau ni go l'argent ka withdraw. You know why? Because they plan to buy votes. They plan to offer you money. But you know what I've said to them? Election sa to soye pour moun ki te l'argent kwene yo. So même si yo vini epi un truck l'argent, même si yo vini epi un bako plein l'argent, même si yo vini epi un sac l'argent, no amount of money will be able to save them in Castries Southeast. My brothers and sisters, I know the people of Castries Southeast well enough. You are a proud people. L'année là, on a problème, mais ça pas défaut. Mais vous savez moun qui l'honneur, vous savez moun qui ni dignity. Et pièce là, on y parlement. Là, vous gardez moun avec manière yo ka comporter koyo. A parliamentary representative ought to be a reflection of his people. The disrespect that you see coming from Guy Joseph is not a true reflection of you. And so, you have to correct that on Monday the 6th by voting for Brother Joachim Henry. Joachim is a worker. There are no half measures about Joachim. Joachim pas fait ba de l'idée. It's either he's into it or he's not into it. Et me ka changer. Après yo selecté comme candidate. Joachim poko même entrer comme ministre. Il y a un monde qui ministre qui parle about ba yo vle. Et Joachim vle passer nous qui à la avec là. Unité de football pour aimer constituency ou. Joachim vle by Forestier. C'est Tiboy Mac la vle tout. C'est Sabad ni vle. Et den si ou ka fait canal bo fil. La ni ti fil à trois pitons et yo bouze canal tout. And that is the measure of the man. Joachim is not in that for himself. Joachim is in there because he understands that the people of Castries Southeast need somebody in government to argue on their behalf. Somebody to champion their cause. Et c'est pour ça, on moi ici, pour endorse Brother Joachim. C'est pour ça, moi ici, on pour dire that comme jeune homme, I am extremely pleased to be part of the St. Lucia Labour Party government. For 4.5 years, there can be no allegations of corruption against us as a government. We took the tough decisions we had to take. L'année là, nous avons fait des décisions. Comme nous ne pas contre ces décisions, mais nous prenons ces décisions. And today, that is why, pas moi, pas Menissa, pas Philippe J. Pierre, but World Bank, IMF, CDB, yo ka dou économie cette ici, qui a commencé à profiter encore. Et ces flambeaux pas l'étendre ça. Yo quoi, c'était une situation qu'on nous devons mettre pression les gens cette ici. My brothers and sisters, I always look out for the young people in the crowd, and I can see many of you here tonight. And I want to assure you that you are making a right choice by associating with the St. Lucia Labour Party. Jeune moun bouse un gouvernement qui a mis des programmes en place by yo, qui a cause yo pour reach potential yo et faire contribution by cette lycée. Nous savons qu'il y a un problème et puis unemployment. Nous menons nice, soulager la situation. Mais Premier ministre a dit, the only way we can tackle the unemployment situation in the country is by having investment. And that is why tonight I am happy to tell you that many hotels have already lined up waiting to start construction so that there can be buoyancy in the economy and jobs can be created for our young people. We are the government that brought about the laptop program. Avec un place comme BEXON, Marc, avec l'autre place constituency, même comme constituency moi. Sous te wè ti maman ni un laptop 10 years ago. Papa et maman is supposed to be a millionaire. But today, in 2016, en la tesa nou ka wete ya, un laptop pa rien, ici en ba you bousin. And very few parents can afford to buy a calculator for their children, far less a laptop. What have we done? The Prime Minister, Dr. Anthony, has taken the decision that every year he's going to spend millions of dollars to buy laptops for the children of St. Lucia. My brothers and sisters, ou pa vote pou kou. You are not voting for yourself. Ou ka vote by mama you. And for many of you at this meeting tonight, you left the child home, already in bed, sleeping. Some of them on the floor. They like kaila se kay planche. Me ou ki ti mama kayu ka dormi oswea. And on that floor is a little doctor. On that floor is a little engineer. There's a little pilot sleeping at your home tonight. But that child can only realize that potential and that dream if you elect the right persons to continue to formulate policy for the development of the children of our country. And that is why you must stay with the St. Lucia Labour Party. Flambeau, Ka vini et puis un pile l'argent comme nous. Yo ni euro. Yo ni US. En toute constituency weekend ça la ni euro et puis US ka passé. They're looking to buy you. They're looking to buy your vote. They're looking to give you a Guinness and a drink. My brothers and sisters, if your granddaughter, if your grandson, if your nephew is worth a drink, si ça c'est valeti maman la ki la kay yo osya, ou kay prend la hand ou kay vote by you. But if you believe in programs that will cause these children to rise up, grow up and be nurtured into model citizens, you will vote for the St. Lucia Labour Party. And the choice is clear. Ek nou ni ba kadi Indian Renoff. Nou ka vote Gouan Bonnet. Pas aller en HDR kou kay vote la ou vie. Pas aller en ville avec commission kou kay vote la ou vie. Joachim ba contre ça. Moi pas contre ça. And I'm telling you, my brothers and sisters, I look at Joachim Henry and I see a minister of government. He walks like a minister. He sounds like a parliamentary representative. He's a very committed man. And I said to you, il pas fait rien halfway. Is either Joachim Adin, et bien Joachim pas Adin. Moi aller à côté forestier, à mon dit moi c'est Joachim yo vle. Les moi aller Badni, yo dit moi c'est Joachim yo vle. Les moi aller BEXON, yo dit moi c'est Joachim yo vle. Là ni yon côté moi aller encore à l'abbaye, moi dit non, il pas ça c'est même pas là. Yo dit moi pas va ou pas va. Joachim yo vle. So everywhere, Joachim yo vle. My brothers and sisters, long live the St. Lucia Labour Party. Long live Brother Joachim Henry. Best wishes to everybody. And let us elect the St. Lucia Labour Party on Monday, June 6th. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your meeting.
Everybody know that I can hear any champions. Philip a champion, Alva a champion, Emma a champion, Alina a champion, John a champion, Stanley a champion, Ernest a champion, Joaquin a champion, John a champion.
Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Laisse-moi te dire, c'est paroles sérieuses qui kay descendre au soir. T'es quoi ces blagues? Là, ni champion pour venir tout. I want to apologize to Mr. Sean. They did not play the song that he wanted. They played the Western. You know why? Because they know he's from the valley. And he always socialized in the country and Western dance. So they probably thought that he wanted a country and Western song. But however, I want to apologize to him. Well said, Brother Sean. We are so happy to have these kind of people in our midst. My brothers and sisters, ou savent qui compagnie moun nou pa vle an parmi nou encore? Eux autres connaissent un monsieur qui était passant ouan, il dit c'était les bas. Hot les mène moi l'audience. My brothers and sisters, it was amazing, not surprising, but amazing to see Mangal on Guy Joseph's stage. Can you imagine how much I laughed and I said Mangal is really showing his true colors. But you know, it's not shame on Mangal, it's shame on Guy. For a fella who went around on every platform that he spoke and called you a thief and said you took $150 million and spend it among your family. I could even remember. He said it so often. I could remember some of the names. Majos, Kodra, and all other names. My brothers and sisters, I was so disappointed when I saw Mangal on Guy Joseph's platform. But however, my brothers, you know they always say birds of a feather flock together. So Mangal believes he's doing damage to the Labour Party. But he's doing more damage to the UWP because he had already told us who Guy was. And joining Guy now tell us who he is. So, my brothers and sisters, let lying dogs sleep. We're not on these things. We are here to discuss issues and discuss matters of importance. Do not forget on June the 6th that you all must go out and vote in large numbers. If there is a day that you must convince your friend to do something, come Monday the 6th. Make sure he doesn't say that they have something to do and they will come back. Influence them. Make sure that they go and vote early. Do not let the flambeaus beat you all. At this present time, I want to call on a lady. She lives way on top of the hill. She's a young lady who is a beacon of hope and strength for the St. Lucia Labour Party. That young lady, when I heard her speak once, I said, no, I must hear that young lady on a podium again. So tonight, my brothers and sisters, we're going to introduce and invite a young lady who their parents are so proud of. So proud of. And I'm telling you, I know how it feels when your children have done well. And I know how the parents are feeling tonight and from the time she began achieving. I now call on Sister Jarvis. Let me hear a round of applause for a brilliant young lady. Thank you very much, people.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Stephen Paul, for a wonderful introduction. Good night to you, people of Castries Southeast. Good night to you, people of Labour. My heart is delighted to see so many of you here tonight. You are making a statement. Tonight, you are telling us that Castries Southeast is ready. Castries Southeast is going to vote on June 6th, 2016. Yes, and we are going to vote Labour on June 6th, 2016. Tonight, your appearance here tells me something. Tonight, you are telling me that you are ready for change in Castries Southeast. Tonight, you are telling me that you need new representation in Castries Southeast. Tonight, you are telling me that you are not satisfied with the state of affairs in our constituency. Tonight, you are telling me that you are not satisfied with the state of our roads in this constituency. We have water issues in this constituency. Do you know that there are places in Castries Southeast who do not have water? There are people who cannot get water from a pipe at their homes. BEXON still floods every time it rains. The people of Mark, you know what I'm talking about. And we have started the hurricane season. Are we ready for the hurricane season? No. There are electricity issues in our constituency that have not yet been addressed. People of Castries Southeast, we are ready for change. We are crying out. There have been funds available, but it was not utilized. But we are ready, and we know that after June 6, 2016, our crying will end. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. We can see change coming. Are you ready, Castries Southeast? I am ready. Ladies and gentlemen, I see so many young people here tonight. I attend our launchings and I see young people coming out. Those young people are potential voters. Tonight, I want to appeal to you, young people. Some of you are afraid to speak out. Some of you are afraid to put on a red t-shirt and say, I support the St. Lucia Labour Party. But I am imploring you tonight to not be afraid. You have a voice. You have something to say, and your vote counts. Your vote matters. As long as you are of the voting age, it means that you are able to make an informed decision to vote for the party that you believe in. And I am here tonight to let you know that I am hope for you. I am not afraid to stand up for the St. Lucia Labour Party. I am not afraid to stand up to support Mr. Joachim Henry, because I believe that Mr. Joachim Henry and the St. Lucia Labour Party supports me as a young individual. Do not be afraid. Do not be deterred by your parents who support the party of their choice. You are wise enough to make your own decisions. Take a look around you, young people. See the work for yourself. Observe what's going on around you. Listen to the speeches given on a political platform and make a wise decision. On Monday, young people, go out and vote. On Monday, young people, let your voice be heard. Now, I'm going to take a little time to tell you why I support the St. Lucia Labour Party. The St. Lucia Labour Party believes in the youth. From an early age, they are empowering young people. When the Labour Party is elected on June 6, 2016, every child is going to be given an opportunity to achieve preschool education. It means that they will be ready for September when they're entering kindergarten. And parents, you don't have to worry about the cost of preschool education. The Labour Party invests in our young people. The Labour Party provides for our young people. Every student is going to be benefiting from the food programs, the school feeding programs. The St. Lucia Labour Party is nourishing the minds and the bodies of our young people. And this is something that we need. They are going to extend and invest more into our school feeding programs. The St. Lucia Labour Party is giving $500 bursaries to every student who writes common entrance. And parents of Castries Southeast, I know you need that $500. So we are staying with Labour. Parents, when your children are in Form 3, they receive a laptop. And as Honorable Sean Edwards said, long ago, people could not have afforded a laptop, but now the St. Lucia Labour Party is investing millions every year into giving your child a laptop, and you know they need that laptop. The St. Lucia Labour Party is going to provide assistance for the payment of CXC fees. Parents, tell me, isn't that something that you need? Isn't that something that you have wanted for a long time? Well, the St. Lucia Labour Party provides it for you. The St. Lucia Labour Party has planned to make tertiary education accessible to all people who want it. They have planned to turn our Sir Arthur Lewis Community College into a full-fledged university. Isn't that something we want in St. Lucia, young people? And my personal favorite, the University Fund. For those of us who want to continue our education, the Labour Party is making this possible. And I want to benefit from this. So I am voting Labour. Ladies and gentlemen, development is not only educational. We are social beings. We interact. Nothing has been invested in our social lives, the social lives of the young people, Where are our activities? What have we put in place for our young people? Social clubs, Red Cross, Girl Guides, and Scouts. We need to provide these kinds of avenues for our young people to develop, not only in education, but socially. Because so many of our young people are now tuned to the internet and the social media, but we have lost interest in face-to-face interaction. And this is something we are going to invest in. And when I look at the blueprint that Mr. Joachim Henry has presented, he has a plan for social development for our young people. Our young parents, you are not alone, because Mr. Joachim Henry is going to invest in programs to help you with your child development. He's going to help you raise your children to become marketable individuals, to become more developed individuals. And this is what we need in Castries Southeast. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight I'm going to speak to you about a man with a plan for our constituency, a man with a dream, a man who we know, whose dreams come to life, a man whom, though he's not in power, he has helped so many. He has put you before himself. He has seen your need and he has intentions to meet them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man whom, through the SSDF, he has helped so many families across St. Lucia, not just in Castries Southeast. He is ready to help you, and we are ready to work with him. Mr. Joachim Henry has stated that he cannot give you what he thinks you need, but he will listen to you and he will give you what you need. Mr. Joachim Henry will come to your home and he will listen to you. He will hear your voice. So you tell him what you need in Castries Southeast and he will give it to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to allow Mr. Henry the opportunity to represent us in Castries Southeast, because it is due time that we need representation in Castries Southeast. Ladies and gentlemen, we are voting Labour. We have a man who is serious. We have a man of integrity. This is a man who believes in the young people. This is a man who has a vision for a more productive young people in Castries Southeast. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you, I endorse tonight Mr. Joachim Henry to be our representative, my representative in Castries Southeast. And I ask you tonight to join me in supporting Mr. Joachim Henry. So ladies and gentlemen, tonight, we're going to do something that I don't think it has ever been done in this constituency. So we have a motorcade passing by, and I'm going to just take a little break. DJ. We welcome Castries South and Dr. Ernest Hilaire. Dr. Ernest Hilaire is in the house tonight.
Labour, champions, Labour, champions, champion. Everybody know Labour is the champions. Champion. Everybody know after Kenny run the champions. Philip a champion, Alva a champion, Emma a champion, Alina a champion, John a champion, Stanley a champion, Ernest a champion, Joachim a champion, John a champion, Jerome a champion, Herbert a champion, Romeo a champion, Moses a champion, Lorna a champion, Harold a champion, John a champion.
Personne pas dit il était caïsé. Pays ça là, il était dans une mauvaise situation. Une situation qui a affecté un chaque monde, chic toujours. Nous t'es dans un grand tout. L'argent flambeau te gaspillé. Il était pour sortir en côté, hein. Il sortit en poche nous. mais pour mener pays à vivre.
Anthony de Santa Lucia.
C'est pour ça que ni Anthony dans tout pays pour parler puis moun qui ça de nous. Philippe G. Pierre qui a continué à ranger tout chemin. Et Marie-Hippolyte qui a continué à travailler ensemble et puis en business. L'autre qui a levé tourisme. Sean qui a travaillé en développement sport. C'est pour ça qu'elle va te ramasser plus l'argent pour t'offrir Noël là. Passer tout l'argent flambeau te joindre pour Cyclone Thomas. C'est pour ça Robert plus qu'à présenter scholarship après scholarship. Et Tim les bac à continuer travailler wed. Bagay peut pas encore tellement bon, mais nous savons payer nous à une bonne direction. Pour qui? Pour la petite ou et tout Saint-Lucien qui a fait sacrifice. Pour qui Saint-Lucie a progressé encore.
The UWP had 5 years to finish the new hospital that Labour started. They didn't. They started to rebuild St. Jude's, but left it to Labour to find the money to complete it and give the people of the South a hospital they can...
Bonsoir, Wabin Poisson! Forestier, Haute Circle, di Sakoye! Bonsoir tout le monde! L'applicateur B, Mrs. Joachim Nouvelé! Mr. DJ, where are you? Okay, DJ, I'll come back to you later. DJ, you're too slow for me. So, tonight, before I speak, there's a man that you know. I think you hear his voice on the radio sometimes. He's a friend of mine. He came by to tell me that he has a gift for the St. Lucia Labour Party. And it's hot off the press. And he stopped right here in Castries Southeast so you can hear it before lots of people. I bring on to the stage my friend Yadi to present a gift to the St. Lucia Labour Party tonight.
Oui, non, moi me chebe Mike moi. Oui, Castries Southeast ou pas ouais? Ou changer dernière fois nous dit yo flambeau tué pays ya so nous foute yo ti quoi yo las kwene nous la changer toxido villa invoice loto ça mène toi ka nous ka voter les bas pays a besoin tune up. Oui, c'est ici South East Castries bon yo en souhait maté bon manifesto luncheon là mais moi te ka travail moi te home moi ka ve tout ça yo te ka dit et mon gars travaille en les vidéos. Na au mani artiste yo ka créé Alicat. Zo savent moi c'est un artiste / graphic artist / radio TV personality / tout bagay. So nous mettons vidéo ça ensemble, nous avons créé tout en rouge. Hope vous aimez, exodet kai we kozo en de vidéo ça. So nous voulons big up Joachim Henry. Et trust moi, cette liste is up away. Mucho moins droite là, ça voter pia. Est-ce que ça chauffe droite là? Non man, ma attends, ça là quoi disons pour tablette moumou. Est-ce que ça chauffe droite là? Roll it my DJ. Oui, nous avons une vidéo actuellement. Oui. Allez.
Tout en rouge, on tête laissé, tout en rouge, l'année salade, nous tout en rouge, maman il est bas, nous tout en léba, l'année salade, c'est tout le monde a beau bail, on tête laissé, c'est ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche, c'est tout le monde a mangé, Kenny on dit c'est laissé, merci bon Dieu pour lui, moi logiciel au m'a désir, il faut belle même coca suit, sortant ma maille pour la bouche, moi tant quoi va mon désir, les élections finissent après les plus petits caïmans machitoli, et puis ça mieux WP, yo après c'est pas fini, brother mousse classique tout ça yo déni, yo des à parti couille, chai vol et pour ben Nancy, et puis yo tout les haï Kenny, et puis yo quand ta vaille chasse moi nous pour ça connaît j'en cette ici, l'année ça là c'est, tout le monde a beau bail, on sait ici c'est, ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé, si point tu passes à quoi, ça yo bail voter y boy, diesel de nous la mati so yo capoté ti quoi tout un jay, gamin les vieux for on top, tout ti quoi bébé le pop, maman il école le laptop, qui les superman qui support, healthcare infrastructure, Mickey déjà ben nous ça, so pour élection ça là, moi capoté bail les bas, l'année ça là c'est, tout le monde a beau bail, on sait ici c'est, ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé, tout en rouge, on tête laissé, tout en rouge, l'année salade, nous tout en rouge, maman il est bas, nous tout en léba, l'année salade, c'est, tout le monde a beau bail, on tête laissé, c'est, ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche, c'est, tout le monde a mangé, Kenny on dit c'est laissé, merci bon Dieu pour lui, moi logiciel au m'a désir, il faut belle même coca suit, sortant ma maille pour la bouche, moi tant de quoi va mon désir, les élections finissent après les plus petits caïmans machitoli, et puis ça mieux WP, yo après c'est pas fini, brother mousse classique tout ça yo déni, yo des à parti couille, chai vol et go ben Nancy, et puis yo tout les haï Kenny, et puis yo quand ta vaille chasse moi de pour ça connaît j'en cette ici, l'année ça là c'est, tout le monde a vote bail, on sait les six ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé, tout en rouge, on sait laisser tout en rouge, l'année ça là nous tout en rouge, maman il est bas nous tout en léba, l'année ça là c'est, tout le monde a vote bail, on sait les six ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé, Kenny on dit c'est laissé, merci bon Dieu pour lui, moi logiciel au m'a désir, il faut belle même coca suit, sortant ma maille pour la bouche, moi tant de quoi va mon désir, les élections finissent après les plus petits caïmans machitoli, et puis ça mieux WP, yo après c'est pas fini, brother mousse classique tout ça yo déni, yo des à parti couille, chai vol et go ben Nancy, et puis yo tout les haï Kenny, et puis yo quand ta vaille chasse moi de pour ça connaît j'en cette ici, l'année ça là c'est, tout le monde a beau bail, on sait ici c'est, ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé.
Maman il est bas. Nous ni bagaille. Sorti depuis vieux fort, vini à Southeast Castries. My brothers and sisters, flambeau fini. Tonight, Guy Joseph will not sleep until Tuesday. What Guy must do? What he must do? My brothers and sisters, tonight is an honor for me and you all to have a man like the man that I'm going to introduce tonight. For those cricket lovers, I sure at one time they were afraid for this gentleman. But this man stood up strong against Bajans, Trinis, Jamaicans. Call the names that don't like the small islands. He stood up. When he left a legacy for cricket in the West Indies. Even now, the present president is working on his, whatever he had done. My brothers and sisters, we have to move on. At this point in time, I would like to introduce a real champion. A real champion who took over from another champion. Nou ni bagay. Whilst you can recycle, nou ka menen nom nefant we, ek nou ni pli on standby. I now would like to introduce the man that will continue to represent the people of South Castries. One, Mr. Dr. Whatever, Ernest Healy.
Labor champions, labor champions, labor champions, labor champions.
Thank you, thank you. Good night. Bonsoir, Mama Labor. Are you ready for June the 6th? Are you ready for June the 6th? If you are, let me see your finger. Let me see your finger. Are you ready to vote for Joachim Henry on June the 6th? I am very pleased to be here tonight. I was not going to miss being here tonight because Joachim Henry is my friend. Joachim Henry is a good man. And the MC mentioned the days of cricket. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. During some of my most difficult days in cricket, there was one person who always stood defending me, and that was Joachim Henry. On the internet, on the talk shows, Joachim Henry defended me. He offered me advice. He offered me support, because that is the quality of the man, Joachim Henry. So when you are making your decision on June the 6th, you are making a decision for a man of substance, a man of integrity. And you have a comparison between Joachim Henry and a man who will go down in history as the most corrupt politician we've ever had in St. Lucia. And if you have to compare the two, I will tell you there is no comparison. Guy Joseph cannot be compared to Joachim Henry. Guy Joseph is the biggest embarrassment in St. Lucian politics. The biggest embarrassment. And Castries Southeast deserves better than Guy Joseph. Which is why on June 6th, you must send Guy Joseph packing. Now, when you are T-Black by Izot, a T-Black. Mary Isaac, ka ekwi aso internet la, epika di, the people of Castries Southeast, depuis ki jou, Mary Isaac a mouté pour Castries Southeast. Depuis qu'il joue, Mary Isaac a oublié qui constituency a mouté pour. Ma dit ça, ma couille folle. But Castries Southeast deserves better than Guy Joseph. And therefore you have a historic task. In this election, this constituency, more than any other constituency, carries the conscience of the nation in your decision. Because you have to make sure that a man like Guy Joseph, with his record and his history, must not go back to Parliament. Because Parliament is a sacred place. It is the highest level of decision-making in this country. It is supposed to be a place for honorable men, for respectful men. And Guy Joseph does not belong there. And Guy Joseph was in good lands. Hele. Yo ped. Because he find I am rude to support Joachim Henry, who is my friend. As Guy Joseph says, jamais. As he says, jamais. Why can I not support my friend, my colleague, Joachim Henry? A man that I've worked with in sports. A man that I know has stood for his community. A man who loved the young people. His record says that. A man who's worked in social development in all communities in St. Lucia. A man that has shown his capability. And I am rude to come and defend and promote Joachim Henry. He's out of place. And for that, I want you to promise me something. That on June 6th, you will get rid of Guy Joseph from the Parliament of St. Lucia. Now, the Flabos are desperate. And I want you in Southeast to be especially vigilant. I want you to be on your guard. Because they're going into Fuasho. They're trying to buy out all the young people. They're giving out bags of cement, BRC. They go into Marigo. They're giving all kinds of things. And today they offered all the boys in the cemetery, they will be employed as pullouts on election day. And the plan is when I come and look for the guys, they'll all be gone somewhere. They might even send them here in Southeast. Pull out for Guy Joseph. Do not let them buy you. Because you have a decision to make on June 6th, not just for Castries Office, but for the entire country of St. Lucia. I need you to be strong. I need you to be focused. Because we must win this election on June the 6th. We must win it. And they will try some very desperate things over the next few days. Today they issue a release saying that the U.S. revoked the visa of Alva Baptiste and La Corbinier. Trying to create division. Trying to tarnish the reputation of the government of the St. Lucia Labour Party. But do not fall for those things. Because they're everywhere saying that they've won the elections. They come in Castries South and they tell us Philippe running and hide because they're winning in East. They tell us Sean under pressure and they're winning Denry North. But when they go to the East now, they're saying we're losing in Castries South. They say Guy already win because they want you to get Boakase. Because if you believe your party is losing, you will start giving up hope. You will want to stay home. And they believe some of you might even join them because UWP is winning. So, I want you not to fall for that. When they tell you that they're winning the election, ask them, which seats are you winning? Which seat? I even hear Kenny Anthony losing his seat. Do not let the Flabos try that technique on you. Because the St. Lucia Labour Party must stay in office because we are building a better future for you, your children, and your grandchildren. And last night, the Prime Minister made some announcements, and the other colleagues that spoke. And I want to remind you of a few of them. And I want you to listen to me. Because this is a historic mission that we're on. In 1997, the Labour Party was called to rescue St. Lucia. And we went about rebuilding this country. In 2006, at the time we lost the election, St. Lucia had the highest level of investment in this land. They had the lowest unemployment in our history. But the UWPs fooled you by portraying that crime was out of control, that the banana industry can be brought back, and that they were a united party. But remember, they were fighting among themselves until they brought Sir John Compton and they said to you, all is well, Sir John is back. And within weeks of winning, what happened? They started fighting with each other. The country paid the price. St. Lucia moved from the highest level of investment to the lowest in our history. Unemployment moved from the lowest to the highest in our history. And then the Labour Party was asked to come back in 2011 to repair the damage UWP did. And think about it. For the last 4 years, you, the people, you were asked to make sacrifices. You were asked to make some painful decisions. And you did it. The success of this country now is because of you, the people, and what you did over the last 4 years. And then the Flabos want you now to give the country back to them. You must not allow that to happen. You must not allow that to happen. And it is why you must tell everybody, your friends, your neighbors, your relatives, to turn out on June the 6th and vote for Joachim Henry. But the work of the last 4 years, repairing the damage, was only preparing us for this country to take off. And the Prime Minister last night and the other colleagues gave you an insight into the next things we'll be doing for this country. And the Prime Minister announced that over the next 5 years, we will go all out as a government to raise $3.5 billion of investment into this country. Now, some people will say $3.5 billion, that's a lot, eh? In 2006, we raised $1 billion in investment in this country in 1 year. So I know we can do it again. And to show you how we're going to do it, we've already signed, and the Prime Minister announced it, 2 new hotels that are going to start in St. Lucia. One in Shabusha and one in Black Bay. 2 new hotels. And the Prime Minister did not announce it last night, but I know there's another 2 hotels that he's going to announce after the elections, because we are on our way to raising $3.5 billion in investment. Jobs for the people of St. Lucia. The Prime Minister also announced that the 4-lane highway to Grosley will be completed. And before it's completed, all the secondary roads in Viesikwe, Norbert, all Bonte will be built. The link road from Denry to Grosley, the new highway, will be built under the Central Labour Party. And the Prime Minister told them where the money is coming from. The Prime Minister explained that we're going to build a new halls of justice on the Millennium Highway that will house all our courts and be the headquarters for the OECS Supreme Court. That a new police headquarters will be built in La Toc. And the Prime Minister detailed last night all the major projects of the next 5 years. Not things we are thinking to do, but things that has already been discussed and planned for St. Lucia to create jobs for you. And if you look at the UWP manifesto, and I want you to look at it, listen to me carefully, you will see the number of times UWP write, continue to build on. Kisauka build on. I know. Who is better to finish the job? We or them? We started it, but you will continue to. You will continue to. But continue. Because that's our work that has started. So when you tell the Flabos talk about the manifesto, tell them, where is your originality? Where is it? Because the Labour Party is the party that will take St. Lucia into the future. And the Prime Minister made 2 announcements. 2 announcements were made last night that I feel very special about. And I want to share it with you. Because in the years to come, you will understand how important it is. A few years ago, the Labour Party announced that every child will go to secondary school. And we did it. We did it. Last night, we announced every single child will go to preschool. And you know why that's important? Because if a child starts off on the wrong footing, it is difficult for that child to get it right thereafter. So we must ensure that every child goes to a preschool. So think about it. In the next 5 years, every child will go to preschool, every child will go to primary school, and every child will go to secondary school. But we're not finished yet. The Prime Minister also made another announcement, and that's where it's going to become more important. The Prime Minister announced that Sir Arthur Lewis will become a university college. Now think about it. You the parents out there, you the young people out there, you dream of becoming a lawyer, you dream of becoming a doctor, you dream of becoming an engineer. You cannot afford to go overseas all the time. Some of you don't have the means and you give up on your dream of going to university. Very soon, you'll be able to go to Sir Arthur Lewis and start doing your degree programs right here in St. Lucia. But the Prime Minister went further. He announced for people who will not have money to pay to go to Sir Arthur or overseas, we're starting an education trust fund, $3 million every year to pay for the children who cannot afford to go to university. And you know what that's telling you? In the next few years, every child will go to preschool, every child will go to primary school, every child will go to secondary school, and everybody who wants to go to a university will be able to do so. This is a government that has vision, a government that knows where it is taking its people. And Robert just walked in. Now, Usav, now we pass to Robert. So once Robert reach, I have to pay my respects to Robert Lewis. I can't even talk about education again because the real engineer is right here. But there were a number of other proposals made, I know, that are very special to Joachim. Because Joachim is a sportsman, he's a youth man. And I know he too will be very happy to hear those proposals. That the National Stadium in Vieux-Fort, the George Odlum Stadium, when St. Jude opens at the end of this year, it will be renovated and expanded to become a national sporting center in St. Lucia, where all our sportsmen can go to a world-class facility to train and prepare for tournaments and to be used for sports tourism. We are moving this country forward. We have a vision of where we're taking this country, how to create jobs for our people. And we know that we can do it because we've done it before. We've done it before and we will do it again. And for it to happen, you cannot have Guy Joseph in the House of Assembly. You cannot have Guy Joseph there. For that to happen, you must vote for Joachim Henry on June the 6th. I want you to read the manifesto of the Labour Party. Because in that manifesto, you will see all the plans, all the programs that are planned to take St. Lucia forward. It is an ambitious plan, but it is a plan that we know we can achieve. It is a plan we fought long and hard about because we have this mission to build a better St. Lucia together with you, to create jobs for the young people, create opportunity for our sportsmen, our creative artists, make sure that they get the support they need for them to fulfill their talents. This is a St. Lucia Labour Party. Guy Joseph and Alan Chastney cannot achieve that. I'll tell you the thing that amuses me most about Guy Joseph. Guy Joseph is the chief advisor to Alan Chastney. And you sometimes wonder why Alan Chastney says anything and does anything. Because it's Guy Joseph who is the one advising him. And therefore, you have to make a decision. Those of you out there who are hearing me, if you've not made your decision yet, there's only one choice, and that is Joachim Henry on June the 6th. So I want you to be very focused. I want you to come out on Monday with a purpose in mind, that you will vote. You'll bring all your friends. You'll bring all your relatives, and make sure they come out and vote for Joachim Henry. This election, and I'm saying it to you, I'm warning you, the Labour soldiers, this election, if we are not vigilant, can be lost on election day. Because our people must not believe that they should not turn out to vote. They must not believe that we will not win the election or that we have already won it. You must come out to vote on June the 6th. I want to encourage all of you to come out and vote on June the 6th. Because you say in Castries South, we're taking care of business. We are taking care of business in Castries South. We will leave no stone unturned. We will leave no space for Mary Isaac to pass. And she's trying to tempt us and provoke us. But we focus. We focus. Because on the night of June the 6th, after all the ballots are counted, I want a big party. Castries South is joining Castries South, and we're going to Castries City for us to celebrate. But we can only do it if you come out to vote. And if you bring out every single vote. Remember that. Bring out every single vote. And make sure on June the 6th, Joachim Henry is elected to be your next parliamentary representative. And you save St. Lucia from Guy Joseph. Brothers and sisters, peace and love. Thank you very much.
Yes, Mama Ileba. You have heard it from a champion. We're moving on. Castries South have to move on to ancillary. Tonight is the night of judgment for the Flambeaus. What Guy Joseph must do? Guy Joseph must. My brothers and sisters, champions are coming in. We right now call on one, Dr. Robert Lewis, to say a few words to the people of Castries South East. That is our brother or sister constituency. Thank you, Brother Lewis.
Thank you, my brother. Good night, everybody. Tonight I cannot be long. There's so many speakers who have to be here. But I thought Joachim deserved for me to come to BEXON to tell you why Guy Joseph ought not to be returned to that House of Assembly. Brothers and sisters, young people who are in the crowd tonight, you will be better served by a man who has respect for himself. When we send our children to school, we tell our children that even when they disagree with somebody, they must disagree respectfully. Guy Joseph has been a disgrace in this country. Guy Joseph ought never to represent young people in the House of Assembly again. And especially for a man who is supposed to be of the same religious belief that I have, Guy Joseph has been an embarrassment to me. And therefore, I want to endorse a man who I know when he walks in St. Lucia, he will represent you with dignity and with respect. Not the Guy Joseph who has so many negatives about him. The very Guy Joseph, he cannot dispute some of the allegations against him, whether or not he kept a lot of the resources given to him for the people of Castries South after Hurricane Thomas. You must learn that Guy does not care about anybody. All Guy cares about is himself. And I want to tell you, I heard Ernest telling you, young people, a Labour Party government is the only government that can secure your future. When the Labour Party left government in 2006, unemployment was down to 13.2%, the lowest, 13.6%, the lowest it has ever been in this country. With Guy Joseph, Alan Shastney and others, it went up to 20% and more. The Labour Party under Kenny Anthony in the last 4.5 years has stabilized this economy, has provided jobs for persons who had not worked for more than 6 years. You look at yourself and you see the ladies who are dressed, going and take care of the elderly in our country. It tells you a Labour Party cares about all in this country, not just young people, but even our elderly. Our elderly are why we are here today. They work hard for us, and therefore, in their old age, they expect us who are still working to take care of them.
Kenny Anthony and the Labour Party showed you that we care about all people. Young people of Castries Southeast, do not be fooled. On Monday, June 6, when the polls are closed, the St. Lucia Labour Party will be returned to government. And I want Castries Southeast sending Joachim Henry to the House of Assembly. Because Joachim Henry has worked hard in all areas. Whenever he was in government as a civil servant, when he has worked for the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, he has taken care of the needs of the people of all the constituencies, in particular the people of Castries. And I want you to keep Joachim on that ballot paper, because Joachim is the man, the only person in the two who are contending who can make you feel that you're proud of the person who's going to represent you. The United Workers' Party spent since 2005 fighting. They fought so much that John Compton died. Yes, they fought so much that John Compton died. And when John Compton died, you thought that they were going to stop fighting. They were still fighting. They got out of government and they fought for another 4.5 years. You know when they stopped fighting? When Kenny Anthony called the elections on May 19th. Brothers and sisters, your future is not in a United Workers' Party. Only a St. Lucia Labour Party can put the stability that this country needs. And Joachim Henry, you're going to see these two persons on the ballot paper, but I think you need to only consider one, Joachim Henry and the St. Lucia Labour Party. I stand by Joachim, even if you see I am not in elective politics, but I make my way to BEXON tonight because I believe that Joachim Henry deserves to represent you in the House of Assembly. Brothers and sisters, please go out early. Encourage your neighbors to go out early on June the 6th, which is Monday. Do not be fooled by those who tell you that the St. Lucia Labour Party has already won and therefore you did not go. Go and vote. Make sure your vote counts. And make sure Guy Joseph and the United Workers' Party are kept out of the House. We do not want men who don't understand what it means to respect people. And Guy Joseph has shown you and your children that he has no respect for authority. Brothers and sisters, please support Joachim. A vote for Joachim Henry is a vote for the future of your children. I support Joachim Henry, and I tell you that you must be part of that government that will be formed on June 6th. Thank you very much. Continue to support your St. Lucia Labour Party. Continue to support Joachim Henry, and you will know, after June 6th, there will be no more Guy Joseph to embarrass you in the House, because Guy Joseph will no more be a part of the politics of this country. I thank you.
Labour champions, Labour champions, champion. Everybody know Labour is the champions. Champions. Everybody know that the Kenny run the champions. Philip a champion, Alva a champion, Emma a champion, Anna a champion.
Thank you very much, Brother Robert. You all getting the messages fast and furious. I hope you all are storing it in your brains, on your mind. Never to forget, on June the 6th, we shall never ever hear that guy representing Southeast Castries again. Bye-bye, guy. Bye-bye. Brothers and sisters, we're moving on. We now reintroduce our very own to say to you why you all should vote Mr. Joachim Henry. Make it a household name for Southeast Castries. We now introduce Sister Menisa Rambali. Thank you.
Champions, Labour champions, Everybody know that Henry and the champions. Philip a champion, Alva a champion, Emma a champion, Alina a champion, John a champion, Stanley a champion, Ernest a champion, Joachim a champion, John a champion, Jerome a champion,
My brothers and sisters of Castries Southeast, good night. Tonight I want to start on a quiet note, because tonight we must seal the deal and we must ensure that we return Castries Southeast to dignity, to respect, to proper representation. We must ensure that the history pages speak of our people of Castries Southeast in the right way. We must ensure, my brothers and sisters of Castries Southeast, that we do this country a favor and rid the parliament of Guy Joseph. Tonight, I am here in my home in BEXON. Oswea moi ici avec che moi ple. Parce que moi sav Jean Castries Southeast, le moi gade qui manière Guy Joseph ja représente tout, moi sav sa pas qualité Jean Castries Southeast. And that is why I am here tonight. And tonight I want to tell you that I will stand firmly with Joachim Henry and the St. Lucia Labour Party. Because you know that I am here to stay. Mwen pa ka ale pièce côté. Joachim pièce on ki la, mwen la tout. So my brothers and sisters, you are voting for Joachim, but I am here to stand by Joachim. He's not alone. I want to tell you, as I told you in La Quamingo 2 nights ago, that you are the reason that I am who I am today. I owe a lot to the people of Castries Southeast. I give my life service to the people of St. Lucia, because it is because of you that young people have a voice in St. Lucia today. I want you to remember 20 years ago when I was half the age that I am today, just a young girl. Ekou, ou di mwen, nou sa fè ensemble. 20 years later, I see Jarvis from Forestier. 20 years later, I see a man called Joachim Henry. He was there a long time ago, but working in a different capacity. He was working in the social development programs of this country. And he was always in this community. He was helping. Ekouwe tout travail la ouwe Oliwo constituency sala. Ija connaît about li parce qu'il était là le nou te ka fè. So he is no stranger to the people of Castries Southeast tonight. Mwen di wo swè a che mwen ple, paske dis l'année ou bay Guy Joseph a chance. This l'année, and tonight he does not have a record card to show what he has done. The people of Castries Southeast, I tell you, you are not accustomed to that type of representation. I remember the days of George Charles. I remember the days of others who represented the people of Castries Southeast. Never, never, ever did we bow our head in shame. Never, ever did any of the representatives that you elected, did they stand in parliament and beat their chest and speak about themselves. Never, ever did you have a representative in Castries Southeast who every chance he gets on a microphone, he quarreling and arguing with people. I say tonight, we have bowed our head in shame for too long. And it is time. It is time. It is time. Guy Joseph, you have got to go. Guy Joseph, it is time for you to go. Because in this constituency, whenever I go, anywhere I go over the past few days, Kisa Mwekatan, Mr. DJ, Kisa Mwekatan, Kisa Mwekatan, Kisa Mwekatan,
Messieurs, what Bogotan Paola?
Kisa Mwekatan, Castries Southeast.
Hansa. Lemwe mute forestier yo di Joachim yo me.
Qui ça?
Roger di Joachim yo me.
Tout partout.
Di yo hapawe lemwe.
Esupawe. 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 Joachim. That's the man. That's the man. That is the next. This man. He is the next member of parliament for Castries Southeast. I want you to show Joachim your voting finger tonight. I want you to show Joachim your voting finger tonight. Tonight, I tell you that I am voting in polling division number 3. I am voting in the BEXON primary school. Ek person pa kaya suling la ba mwen. Person pa kaya suling sa ba mwen. Because Guy Joseph, you have got to go. It is your time to go. It is Joachim in Castries Southeast. Bon, moi j'ai dit ça, on parle sérieux on soir parce que Joachim ne peut parler. My brothers, my sisters, I have known this constituency for many years. I know you, just like you know me. It will take more than the red shirts to win this constituency on Monday. It will take the women of Castries Southeast, those of you who know that you have gotten the support of your government to ensure that you can take care of the senior citizens. Those of you who have worked on STEP, Yoja last with the chill step. Yoja last with the chill step. Depuis ces jours, moi j'étais ministre en gouvernement 10 l'année, 15 l'année, 20 l'année qui passé. Flambeau toujours qu'à parler code step. I want to ensure that you make a statement that STEP is here to stay. I want the young people to make a statement that NICE is here to stay. And I want the senior citizens to say that the Labour Party government has shown love and care to them. And you, on Monday, you must ensure that the home health program is here to stay. But to the youth of this constituency, Jarvis, where are you? There's something we need to do tonight before I take my seat. Jarvis, I want you to join me here. You see, we believe in what Joachim Henry is presenting. There are many who could take this stage tonight. Over the last few days, Jarvis, myself, a number of young people, we have said that Joachim, we are not just supporting you in vote. We know that you will win come Monday. And tonight, I want Jarvis to announce the first part of the commitment that we are making tonight. You have spoken and we're taking you at your word. You have said to us that you will support our young people. We've listened to you. You've talked about how you want to do something, especially for the musicians. And tonight, we, the young people of this constituency, we are demonstrating confidence in what you want to do. Témoin di ça en créole. Nous j'avais Joachim, nous j'avais travail li, parole li, et nous ka di yo souhait, nous ka démontrer, that nous ka supporter, pas juste un vote, mais on souhait nous ka faire un annoncement. C'est jeune moun la constituency ça là, nous voulons faire un annoncement by Joachim Oswea.
Good night again to you, the people of Labour. Good night to you, people of Castries Southeast. Tonight, the young people are making a statement. We didn't just come and say we're going to make a statement, but we are making a statement tonight. Tonight, Mr. Joachim Henry, we are expressing our trust in you. We are expressing our belief in you and all that you have promised us, Mr. Henry. Tonight, the young people of Castries Southeast, we are presenting you with something that you can use Mr. Henry, as soon as you sit in the House of Parliament, as soon as you sit in government, Mr. Henry, as soon as you begin to be our representative, something you can use to uplift the young people of this constituency, something that you can use to make a difference in this constituency. Mr. Henry, tonight we are presenting you with $20,000. We are $20,000 to invest in our young people. $20,000 to invest in music, in education, in social development for our young people of Castries Southeast.
You see, Monday is just a statement of confirmation. We believe in Monday. We believe in the outcome of Monday. And Jarvis, tonight, I am impressed to tell you that I will add to that $20,000. I'm making it $30,000 tonight. I am adding to the 20. I'm putting another 10 on it because I am investing in Joachim and his belief in the young people of this constituency. So when Joachim goes to work on Tuesday morning, he's starting with a fund from the young people of Castries Southeast, a fund of $30,000. Ça pas pour élection, ça c'est pour travail. Parce que ma vle dit, il peut commencer, il peut commencer right away. Joachim, and that fund will grow. We are demonstrating, and I want every young person here tonight, I want you to know that your future is more than just a drain and a little contract that guy can promise you, because there's nothing more that he can promise you. He has had 10 years, and in 10 years, that is all that he has been able to do. Joachim has demonstrated. So tonight, Joachim, his wife says she wants to add to that again.
To demonstrate, excuse me, I'm a bit hoarse, but to demonstrate my confidence in Joachim, I would like to add $10,000 to that.
You see, this party, we do it differently. We do it differently. Joachim, take a bow. Take a bow. That's the confidence we have in you. Put your hands together. Put your hands together. Because that's the type of confidence that we have in you. So, lady, the young people started it because we understand that representation is not just about this young man. He has shown us a leadership quality. He has shown us that he can do this job, and he has shown us that he will restore dignity, pride, confidence to this constituency. On Monday, I am voting for Joachim Henry. Jarvis, on Monday, you are voting for Joachim Henry.
I am voting Joachim Henry.
Who you voting for on Monday? Who you voting for on Monday? We are doing it with a difference. Joachim, you starting your work on Tuesday because ou pas a di nou, ou pas a commencer. Oswe a nou ka demonstre that nou ni confiance a di dan ek travail la ou ka fe. We all, and tonight I tell you, I am proud of his wife. You must see her at work in the day with this man. He's not alone. His family is here. His wife is here. His kids are here. That is the quality of man that we want in this constituency. So tonight, this is no ordinary night. Take your seat, sir. My next member of parliament. Tonight is no ordinary night. Demain, c'est journée qui nous toutes en rouge. Demain, nous en rouge. Tomorrow night, tomorrow, I want you to wear something red. I want you to make a statement in this constituency. You see, you must not allow the opposition to intimidate. They will try. They will distract. But keep our focus. Keep our focus because we know that we are going with a determination. I will not tell you about the manifesto launch. But before I speak, moi vle ou demain, pièce se flambeau qui mande ou pièce question, Dio show them manifesto. Moi vle ou mande yo pour manifesto yo. Demain ou kay tan play about li, but I cannot take my seat before I tell you this little piece. Because they're busy everywhere talking about things, it is easy to talk. But talk your talk, and we will act and work for the people of St. Lucia. So I want to share something with you tonight. Moi mette ya sou phone moi parce que ma vle personne dit, moi ka just parler. UWP ni manifesto. Yo tout partout. Yo ka di, ek moi vle Jean Castries Southeast écoutez moi bien. I think there's a motorcade coming. I think I hear some music, but I want you to hear what I have to say. We're going to let the motorcade come quickly. Tell me who's that coming there? Who's that? That's another Labour Party victory train. That's another Labour Party victory train. I believe that's another constituency. Mettez-moi des tickets choy, yo soya. Parce que nous ni 3 jours avant l'élection. Examen pour dire important. Chasne. Et puis United Workers Party. Yo di yo kay tiye vat. Est ça pas vrai? Est ça pas vrai? Yo di yo kay tiye vat. Yo jik di comment gouvernement ça là qu'a fait. It tells us. Moi kay ni pou kite yo passe parce que yo pa kay tan moi. Play a little music, Mr. DJ.
Champions, Labour, champions,
Castries East, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre, is in the house. The man from Castries East. That seat is solid as a rock. Solid as a rock. Welcome the Honorable Philip J. Pierre, the unbeatable, my friend, my dear friend, the Honorable Philip J. Pierre. He's making his way to the stage. Welcome, Brother Philip J. Pierre. My brothers and sisters, Castries East is joining us. And as I told you, we have 3 days before the election. The United Workers' Party has said that their number one thing is to reduce taxes. They have said that we make $350 million from taxes, and it is too much, so they will reduce it. Moi kui bagay la parce que ma vle pièson di moi pas ça moi ka di. Ek moi jik prend en photo à sous téléphone moi. Ek moi vle ou demain mande se flambeau a chesio ça là. Parce que il y a manifesto yo. Manifesto a nous pas ouais. Moko way. Moi join page from manifesto a. They sent me the pages. So si ça pas vrai, moi vle yo di ça pas vrai demain. Mais yo voye moi ça livre là à sous téléphone moi. Ek ça livre là ka di. Parce que si ou ka fait $1, ek ou di ou pa kay fait dollar encore, on pa kay ni pou fait. Est-ce pas? If you are making $1 and you are no longer willing to make the dollar, on pa kay ni pou fait. So how does the United Workers' Party intend to deal with their proposed reduction in VAT? Page 10 of their manifesto. Page 10 says that how to achieve their goal of reduction in VAT. Écoutez-moi bien. Ça pas parole moi. I read it from copy of their manifesto that was emailed, and tomorrow you will see it. They will restructure a number of ministries to ensure that there is no duplication of duties and to achieve value for money. Kisa samin? Isam mun kay fire. Isam flabo akadi. Kisa samin? They said that they will restructure a number of ministries to ensure that there is no duplication. So après élection, yo vle mene vat desan, mais en même temps, vat ka desan, moun kay ale la kay yo. Yo di, c'est pas moi qui dis. Yo di à l'autre corps, c'est pas ministry seulement. They will assess the efficiency of statutory bodies. Do you know what statutory bodies are? They are government ministries, but they are statutory bodies like SSDF, comme Monsieur Joachim Teka Travail, like SLASPA, like other places, and there as well. They will eliminate and merge them when necessary. C'est pas parole moi qui la, c'est parole yo qui la. So when you hear them talking, Alan Shasne can talk because he's in opposition. He doesn't understand how government works parce que il dit à chaque bagay nous pièce pas sa comprendre except lui. And so tonight, I want to tell you, parce que c'est des jours qui passent, moi j'ai marché en Besson. Et d'autres moun ka di moi, ou savent ça fait vat là, que ni mette vat. Vat c'est pour aider, pour assurer that nous sani step, nous sani nice, nous sani home help, nous sani aider chimère, nous sani aider ces femmes là, moi savent bagay pas trop aisé. Moi savent nous ni pour adresser problème en Winfresh et gouvernement ça la ka di ou ces gens fameux castry service nous kay adresser problème là. Mais si vous savez cette ici c'est seul pays en ces petits pays in the Windward Islands that are selling bananas today to the UK, put your hands together for the farmers of this constituency and this country. So we understand the farmers. Ces farmers là nous comprenons, parce que en toutes les autres pays Windward Islands là, ces farmers là fini. Mais en cette ici, ces farmers là ka doubout. Et c'est eux seulement qui ka vendre pour the UK à présent. Mais nous comprenons that Winfresh ni affaires qui ni pour manger. Et gouvernement ça là, kay manger affaires et puis Winfresh, nous kay assis et parler parce que c'est nous qui ka vendre en Windward Islands là. Are you understanding what I am telling you tonight? So on Monday, the choice we have to make is very simple. We are not just voting to change the quality of representation in this country, in this constituency. We are not just voting to change the quality of representation in Castries Southeast in the person of Guy Joseph. We are voting to take representation of this country to another level because this government, your party, what has it done in the last 5 years? It has stabilized this country. In 2011, this country was in chaos. Things were difficult. They are responsible for the high level of unemployment. And we have begun to bring unemployment down. It is going down. It is going down. And we need to keep it going down. They don't know how to do that. They don't have a track record of that. This party, this government, we have stabilized this country and the economy. This government has made progress for you and this country. That's another constituency again. Mama les bazot them enjoy cause out. That's Castries East. They're taking over the place. They're taking over. But that's what's going to happen on Monday because the St. Lucia Labour Party will take over the Castries Basin. We we are taking over the Castries Basin. So tonight, I know we have other speakers, but I want to ask the people of BEXON, I want to ask the people of Forestier, of Badeni, of Coolitown, of Fromager, of Bad Chaussee, of Hudson, of Wavin Poisson, of Sarot and Sandifé, of Bel Air, of Trois Pitons, of Tirocher, of Therefore, where this young man is from. I want to ask you to join us and give Joachim Henry your support. Let us give him our support. Let us change the trajectory of this constituency. Let us put Castries Southeast back on a path, because we have to make a statement to this country that we must hold our heads up high. And I will close as I began with a solemn request to you to tell you that Monday is a serious day. Lundi, ici un jour qui sérieux. Parce que pour nous, pour toutes ces femmes-là qui ont pays ça là, it is for us to take a stand and make a difference in Castries Southeast, so that this country can know that the next generation of politicians in this country must be people of honor, must be people of respect, must be people who inspire us, must be people who give hope to us, and that is not found in what we have right now in Guy Joseph. And so, my brothers and sisters, I ask you to join me in voting on Monday for this gentleman, Mr. Joachim Henry, on Monday. Tuesday, the next member of parliament in Castries Southeast is going to be. My brothers and sisters of Labour, I love you. I'm right here with you.
Thank you, my brothers and sisters. We have to move on. So many champions to speak. I hope when you go to bed, you reflect on what he said. I see some of you all. I see some of you all. You all are ready. And you all wish it was tomorrow. You all want to get rid of who? Get rid of who? To bring in who? To bring in who? Thank you. I just want to say to the people, it's a highway out there. Just be careful how you all move around on that highway. Especially those who are consuming. We want no deaths. We want everybody to be well and alive on Monday, June the 6th, so that we could get rid of one and for all, Guy Joseph. Before I come to the next speaker, I just want to tell you all, Isam Yokuma Sekafu Ekfol. You remember Brother Ernest Hille told you that Mary Francis said, Mary Isaac said, she is in Southeast Castries. I was just told that Ubaltas was on the platform in Laclery, and he said, vote for Labour. Yo tut kumase kafu evet fall. My brothers and sisters, we have to move on. I would like to call on one of our friends, our buddies, one who remains and believes in the St. Lucia Labour Party. I would like to call on none other than Brother Gasper. Thank you.
Labour champions, Labour champions, champion. Everybody know Labour is the champions.
Look at people, boy. Look at people. And I believe that y'all being here tonight is a testimony that come June the 6th, this man will be walking in the House of Parliament to represent y'all. I was introduced as Gasper, but may I say that my second name is Henry, so I am here to support the Henry family.
And I am here to say, when one Henry is under attack, all the Henrys is under attack. So we are here as one family. We are here to say to the United Workers' Party that come June the 6th, every constituency will be voting for the St. Lucia Labour Party. A poll said that the United Workers' Party going to win the election, and that poll is a greasy poll. But I am here to tell you that the real poll is that the St. Lucia Labour Party will remain in office. The St. Lucia Labour Party will remain in office because you have a young man, a strong man, a loving man, a family man, a man of God who believes in the poor and the destitute. You have a sportsman that will represent the sports people of this constituency. So I have 5 minutes to endorse this man, a kind man whom I know. A man who has never turned me down when I seek support to feed the poor people of this country. And if he is supporting me when he was at the SSDF, I know that when he come in the House of Parliament and he have the state resources available, he will do more for the people of this country. Gone are the days when we are going backward. We cannot go backward. We have to go forward, man. This country doesn't belong for one set of people. This country belongs to all of us. And we cannot put our country in the hands of Alan Chasney, who have a selected few in mind. We have to put our country in the hands of people who are positive, people who are loving. And these people, Joachim Henry is one of them. So I have been preaching the message that we must not make the mistake that we made in time past. And on my way here, pastor, a man of God, he told me, Brother Gaspar, you are on the right side. So I have no fear of contradiction that supporting the St. Lucia Labour Party is the right choice. So you see, the pastor cannot come here. So I am here on behalf of the church. So I'm appealing to all the Christians to come out in large numbers and exercise your right to vote for the St. Lucia Labour Party. We cannot leave Joachim Henry out. He's a good man, and we have to ensure that we support him. When I look in the crowd and I see Lauren, Jacqueline, whom I attended school with, and I can see her in that crowd, I know I'm the right place. So my appeal to you all, my plea to you all, stand firm, Labour supporters. Do not be afraid, man. Do not be dismayed. Do not be discouraged. You are doing the right thing when you vote for Labour. And the right thing is to vote for this man, Brother Joachim Henry. I thank you.
Thank you, thank you. We just want to remind you, on Sunday, we will be, yes, Saturday, no, I'm just saying on Sunday, Southeast will be having one of the largest motorcade. Do not forget that, people of Castries Southeast. And on Saturday, we're moving to the belly of the next devil, Miku South, Saturday. My brothers and sisters, we have to move on. At this present time, the moment is for this gentleman who have done so much in such a short space of time. And Guy Joseph did nothing for 10 years. I would like to introduce somebody that we will match with to Parliament after June the 6th. Mark my words for that. I told you I am feeling feelings of victory tonight. And I know you're all feeling it. At this present time, I want to introduce the man himself. I would like to introduce who? I want to hear that louder than that. Qui mou not play? Qui mou not kay vote by? Show me your voting finger. We must once and for all get rid of one Guy Joseph. En rouge. Come on, let me hear you. Thank you very much, Mr. DJ. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Bonsoir tout le monde. This is beautiful. And it's going to be a lot more beautiful on Tuesday evening. Let me tell you something. We are winning. We are winning this election because you are good people. We are winning this election because you are intelligent, you are wise, and you will make the right decision. There's something happening in this election. The UWP, they are afraid. They are afraid because they want to be in power to control the resources of this country. They are not interested in doing anything good for us. Some things happen, and they happen by mistake, but they want to run this country because some of them have personal agendas. But I will not talk about this. Tonight, the young people have demonstrated that they will invest in my effort to bring about changes in this community. Tonight alone, we have pledged $40,000 towards the children and youth of this constituency. This is symbolical to what will happen in this constituency. If you multiply that by the many days we have ahead of us, you can imagine what will happen to your children in the near distant future. You will have musicians. You will have artists. We will bring about a transformation that you will be amazed what a 5-year-old can do in this constituency. My dream and my vision is the same for the parents who are standing here tonight. Too often, we have to stand and watch children do things on television and feel as if our children were dumb, as if they had no talent. These days are over. Our children are a bundle of promise. We will invest in our children. Forget about the things we do not have. We will pay attention to the things that we have, the resources we have, like what we got here tonight. Thanks to my wife, I thought she would have given me some more. But she have given me $10,000. And let me tell you, there are a lot more people who are behind this effort. And you will be surprised to know the amount we will get when we start to invest in the children of this constituency. This is one of the thematic areas that I have, and I have discussed with some of you in this constituency. I remember when I was doing my house to house, I went into a preschool in Sarat. And when I saw the state or the condition where we are training our young people, I said to her, this is not acceptable. Even if it's a private school, we cannot put our children in plywood shelters with little place for windows and expect to produce the best of our children. Preschool should be a place where our children must feel comfortable. It is the early time of their life when their brains are still young, and it must encourage them to learn. I will ensure that all the preschools, as a matter of fact, I said to one preschool teacher, I will bring all the preschools together in this constituency, whether they are government funded or whether they are private preschool, because it is our children who are there. And I make this point because very often when we pay attention to private preschools, we think selfishly. We say, why is it that government should pay attention to this preschool because this person is charging us money? We could never pay enough money for our children.
And even if it's a private preschool, but the seats are not good, I will see to it that the children who go there are sitting comfortably. You see, I'm not concerned about the owner of the preschool. I am concerned about our children and where they go. So all preschools will come together. And I'm happy that there are musicians in here. All preschools will come together and will ensure that music, sports, we want to see our 5-year-old raised high in this constituency. But just that was only just to introduce this part of the program. But let me tell you, Mr. Joseph, we must be concerned about our parliamentarians. When you campaign, campaigning is much easier than governing. When you go into campaign, it's easy. You see what I'm doing there is simple. I am telling you the things I would like to do, and we will discuss it. There's no need to lie when you're campaigning, because campaigning is a lot easier than governing. But if you're going to do an easy thing like campaigning and you're going to lie, what are you going to do when you start to govern? We must not entertain persons who will lie to us when it's campaigning, because campaigning is a simple exercise. We share our ideas with our people, and we allow them to go to the polling station and make the decision. We must not offer people monies for votes. This is a crime, and I hope when I get to Parliament, I will be allowed to speak on it, because we should pass a law to make it illegal. I'll tell you why. When the young men are on the block during the time when we're in government, we say that they are lazy. We say they want money for doing nothing. But during the campaign, we pass and we give them monies, and we expect them to go to work when we're in power. That is a crime. We are encouraging our young men to stay by the road, do nothing when we pass and give them monies during our campaign. That is a crime. Mr. Joseph must not be allowed to do these things, because we are destroying what is left of our society. Our young men have struggles. I just happen to pass through and make it in life. Just like them, at some point in time, the block was calling me. By the roadside is where I wanted to be. I got a chance and I made it. But I've never forgotten. So when I see my young men on the block, I do not criticize, because if the same thing is happening in Barbados, if the same thing is happening in St. Vincent, if the same thing is happening in Guyana, and all over the world you find young men on the block, I call it a phenomenon that needs to be addressed, not young men to criticize. But if you're serious about the problem, you do not go on the block and give them monies during campaign. You are encouraging what is a problem. Our people, we must be careful who we elect to represent us. Lies and nepotism are encouraged during campaign, and we must stop it. I tell you something. We have a manifesto, and it was presented last night. When the young people asked that there should be a formal debate between the two candidates who are interested in representing them, Mr. Joseph said that he is not prepared. Mr. Joseph said that he doesn't have a manifesto, or it has not been prepared. I thought that it should have been my excuse, because as of today, I only have 3 months as a politician. But I'm learning quickly. I was surprised that a politician who had spent 10 years in office would not take on a challenge to debate somebody who was just coming in fresh. I was surprised that Mr. Joseph said he was not ready, because in my mind, I was not even too sure what I was going to debate, but I agreed to debate because I have respect for the young people in this constituency. When you put yourself out to serve people, you think less of yourself and more of them. And that is why that on the day of nomination, while it was the Sabbath day, I investigated, I evaluated, and I asked how much time it takes. And I realized if it is just 10 to 15 minutes, I will go down and nominate myself and not play hypocrite about Sabbath day. But I tell you, if the same man who said that he could not go because Kenny is causing him to break the Sabbath, but the commandment said, not your manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy strangers that is within thy gates, but you could ask somebody else to go and break the Sabbath for you, you are a hypocrite because you cannot transfer your sins to somebody else. I tell you, my brothers and sisters, we must not entertain persons who are not serious about representing us. Lies must not be entertained. The twisting of the tongues must not be entertained. What is important is representation of the people that you are concerned about. You see, in this constituency and in St. Lucia, it's a challenge for us to do a lot of things. But a lot can be done only if we care about our people. Mr. Joseph said, nothing was possible. But on his website, he said in his first term, he did 230 projects. Although I have not seen the 230 projects, but if he did 230 projects, why at this time in his campaign that he is offering so many persons promises of contract when he gets into office? This constituency have thousands of persons who are voting. Why should you accept a promise from Guy Joseph that he would give you a contract? In his first year where he said he did well, he did only 230 projects. That's what he did. That's what is on his website. It means that he only gave in 5 years 230 contracts. But currently he's promising the entire constituency of thousands of people contracts. That is a lie. He cannot give you more contracts than he gave in his first term. So some of you are being fooled. Maybe there's 230 persons that would have gotten a contract if he gets in and he is not getting in. But those of you who have signed on and are paying to register for contract, you are part of the same deceit and lies. A campaign for election is a simple exercise. You tell the people how you're going to represent them and allow them to make the decision to vote. You should not promise things that you have no control over. And at this time, you are not just making promises, you are being deceitful because it's not possible to give more than 230 projects in 5 years, but you are promising more than thousands of people contracts when you get in office. These are lies. When you go to the polls, whether you have been promised a contract and you are a UWP, you need to decide for the sake of your children as to whether you're going to vote for Guy Joseph or whether you're going to vote for somebody who's spoken the truth to you. I tell you that we do not live in a rich country. When you listen to our national budget, the cost to run St. Lucia every year is approximately $1.2 billion. Easy. $1.2 billion to run St. Lucia every year. Out of that, almost 400 and something million dollars is to pay salaries of civil servants, the police, the doctors, the civil servants, and all of them that working in government. VAT only brings about 300 and something million dollars. If you're going to remove VAT, where are you going to get the money to pay the salaries? Where are you going to send them home? Well, if you're looking to send people home when you remove VAT, what percentage of people you sending home? It is more than 75% of civil servants will have to go home. That's deceitful. That's a lie. You cannot accept this. Because it is simple. You are running your home. You know what is costing you to run your home. You have to pay electricity. You have to pay your water bills. You have to send your children to school. You have to pay your rents. When you add it up, it's coming to a certain amount. When you go to work, they give you a salary that's not enough to run your home. Your husband is working, but it's not enough. Would chasteness suggest that somebody should not work and stay at home? Reduce your income when your expense is just the same? Are you going to prevent your children from going to school? Are you going to turn off the electricity and say no electricity again? What part of your operations will you cut out because you want to reduce on your income? That is too simple to understand. And I'm happy that the Labour Party is interested in educating our population. Because no young person, even primary school children, when I go about and campaign, believes it because they understand. Some diehard people do not want to remove from the color and want to sell the country in exchange of a feeling of loyalty to just a color. But if you believe in your people, if you believe in the children that you have, if you want the promise to see your children rise to the level that you did not get to go, you've got to vote differently. You need to vote for a change in this constituency because you have been misled. Mr. Joseph says that you have suffered for 4 years, 6 months because Kenny would not give him money. But that is a lie. When he went on television and they asked him whether he received money the last time, he said yes, he received about 5 million. What did he do with it? He said he did some projects. But they asked him, did he award contracts to family? He said not him, he's the permanent secretary. Well, at what time the permanent secretary is responsible? Is it when awarding of contracts? Is it when you have the money? Let me tell you, it is always the permanent secretary responsible for spending government monies. The politician only advise and give direction. No politician should have government money in his back pocket. The only money a politician should have in his back pocket is his salary and the money his parents giving him if they're still giving it to him. The government money is supposed to be in the treasury and supposed to operate in accordance with the law of St. Lucia. There's a permanent secretary, there's an accountant general, and they are the ones responsible. Let me tell you, we must dispel darkness. Nous n'y poutiez nous essayer et porter clarté côté nous ça fait une décision qui a fait sens. If you do not understand, you will be made to believe that this man is sanctimonious. This man is the best man you could get. But this is what I thought when I came into politics. I told you it's only 3 months I'm a politician and I'm learning quickly. When I was asked and I became endorsed, I thought, most sincerely, that Brother Joseph would have said to me, welcome my brother, I'll give you 1 or 2 jobs or what have you. To my surprise, on the very day I was announced, he said he has a book on me. I was surprised. But I left that alone. The media came to me and I said I had no response to this. But that was not enough. He then tried to attack my vehicle. He said I'm driving the Prado, and how am I driving the Prado? Only to find out, if he had asked Mr. Spider Montooth, Mr. Spider Montooth would have said to him that my contract of employment provides me with a vehicle that I have permission to purchase after 3 years. I took 5 years, and when I had to resign from the SSDF, I purchased the vehicle, but they have not even paid me a cent, so they owe me money. They have all my money for me. I'm not making that a problem. Mr. Joseph should have investigated, but my personal business is not important. But I'm making the point to you that Mr. Joseph is not interested in representing you. He's only there to cast a position pour faire me garder noué. I thought that was over. I thought that was over. He went on to talk about the next vehicle. And because he saw my family with me at my launch, he realized and he thought that they should be the subject of the attack. And that caused my wife much anguish and decided to join me in the campaign unwillingly. If you are interested in representing a community, communities are made up of families. The strength of a community depends on how strong the families are in the community. If you will look to destroy a family, just to win an election. What will you build when you win the election? You could not be serious about strengthening a community when you attacking families in your campaign. Everywhere I pass in this community, in poor families, I see the beauty of family. I saw two daughters taking care of a blind mother. Both of them are unemployed. And I was impressed. I saw a young man caring for his grandmother who is almost passing away. Young man there taking care of his grandmother. They are poor. The house not in good condition. That must be applauded and must be encouraged. And so many like this. Instead, your representative recognize the strength of people in this community and see how we can help them cope better. He destroys the very thing he must uplift. Campaigning is too easy to do that. Campaigning is easy. It is governing that's difficult. And if in your campaign you're going to destroy families, what are you going to do when you have to govern? Campaigning is easy, I tell you. Because all I have done is to enjoy the relationships I've cultivated while I have moved around in this constituency over the past few months. And I have a wealth right now. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of you who have now become my friends in this constituency because of how we've worked. UWPs have joined me. And some UWPs have said to me, I just happen to be on the wrong party. But I tell you, this party, the Labour Party, affords us an opportunity to grow and to develop. I have a leader in Dr. Kenny Anthony, who is like a father. He calls you and he tells you when you're doing wrong. He calls you and he sets you right. That is the leader I want. Not somebody just to say you like him, he's a nice person, but somebody that you could stand with who will correct you and help you to grow. In the business of politics, it's not about liking the person, it's about the leadership qualities that you could stand with. You see, my friends, if you are on an aeroplane and you have your loving father who loves you so much, but has never, ever sat in a cockpit, and you hear the pilot has collapsed, you would not tell your loving father to go and fly the plane even if you like him. You would want to take on somebody who is able to do the job. At this time, my leader is here. Our leader, the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, the leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party. I want to welcome him here. He is a champion.
Champions, Labour, champions, champion, 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 champion. Everybody know Labour is the champions. Champion, 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 champion. Everybody know that I can run the champions. Philip a champion, Alva a champion, Emma a champion, Alina a champion, John a champion, Stanley a champion, Ernest a champion, Joachim a champion, John a champion, Jerome a champion, Robert a champion, Rubio a champion, Rose a champion, Lorna a champion, Harold a champion, John a champion, champion, champion.
Thank you, Mr. DJ. And that's what I'm talking about. You see, the family of Labour. I came here, and as you observe through the night, my friends and colleagues are coming to support. I have seen Mr. Joseph's meeting. He is alone. He's by himself. They have abandoned him because they know they cannot trust him. We cannot have a representative who would not set examples for young people. I tell you, last night, he had his meeting on the Badi Social Court. And when I was approaching in that direction, I decided to turn my vehicle in the opposite direction because I didn't want to disturb his meeting. He was on a court. The road was open. I turn back. I tell my driver, no. He said, but we could pass. I said, no, I want to go in the opposite direction. The same night, we were at Lacroix. He passed his entire motorcade through our meeting. Kite madou. Le moun eme de zagwema. I passe pour wake up Babiek speaker. I passe pour wake up Babiek prime minister. I passe pour wake up Babiek n'importe moun. Maintenant, ou sou fait parce que yo pas bay ou là, yo pas bay là. Mais toute ces l'année a été west kosabou. Il peut salaire tous les mois. Si ou se moun nan ka souffert tellement, ou ça dit eh ben moi pas vle salaire encore. Parce que moi c'est moun nan ka souffert trop. You took the salary every month for 5 years and you want to blame the suffering of the people on the prime minister. But guess what? He knows that the UWP party will not form the next government, but he's coming back again to ask you to put him in parliament only to tell you that you will suffer again. Let me tell you, the Bible gives us 10 to live. 70 years. You've given a man 10 years to represent you. He has agreed that 5 years you will suffer. But he's asking you to suffer for another 5 years. 10 years of your life is a significant part for suffering. Guess what? You are the one suffering. He's not suffering. If he was the one suffering, he would not have endured it. If you love people, you would not allow them to suffer for 10 years. Somebody else have to do the job. I would not take on a responsibility for some knowing that somebody will suffer. Or maybe he doesn't understand the term of the meaning suffering. This is mental pain, physical pain to suffer. This is how he has described your situation. I tell you this. We cannot allow Castries Southeast and the communities within this constituency to endure another term of such foolishness. Mr. Joseph is not ready. He has never been ready. He has been part of the transportation system, and not even that he has addressed. I went to Forestier today, and there's certain parts of Forestier where the minibuses are not going there, and the people have problems. If he has expertise in the minibus association, and there still lies problem in the transportation system in this constituency, he's done nothing about it. What about the areas that he has no expertise in? People do not get fooled by this. Being a parliamentarian and representing people is a beautiful thing. And I tell you tonight, as the young people here, my wife and Miss Rumbali has pledged $40,000, yes, PM, for me to start working this constituency with young people. I tell you, there are more people willing to give more money to support our young people. And I share with you the 5 thematic areas of intervention. Yes, for those of you who are on the hills, there will be a slope stabilization, flood mitigation. I'm talking about Nukai Gade Bagay Kon, Kote Glokavini, Kote Kaglise. We will have that intervention in your communities. And it will be done objectively. Not everything will be done at one time, but we will seek to address where there are landslides so we protect your property. The second area of intervention, we will have a strong program to retrofit vulnerable homes. Under the NICE program, it has started, but I will make a special effort to ensure that the critical homes in this constituency receive support. Reason being, if the homes are uncomfortable, I know the children will not stay at home. They would rather be on the street. Because some of the homes, the condition does not allow for the children to stay there. They prefer to go on the block. Some of them are not prepared to do their homework after school because they do not have the comfort to do so. I will ensure that we retrofit homes at a basic level to ensure that our people can at least stay at home to do their homework and not have to move on the block. The third area of intervention, youth and sports. I love sports, and that's why I saw to it that the BEXON playing field get rehabilitated. And let me tell you, Mr. Joseph te mette a go sign bofil la denye eleksyon. A portwe pou di sa kay fe. Le mwen vin la, mwen pa we portwe ya. Mwen gade fil like mwen we se jeunesse like mwen we portwe ya, sa mwen kay fe mwen fay la même. You need to be careful with a parliamentarian that will put on a show and has nothing to show for it. The same way you went to Twapito. Il dit c'est Jean Twapito, mettez à pas qu'il fait ça. Il pas fait pour faire un petit place pour ses mamans la jouer. Et qui allait à Twapito et dit c'est mon nom, moi I fait fil là sans moi rendre permission pour faire. Moi dit c'est mon nom, si moi pas pouvoir, moi pas rendre permission et moi faire plein fil by autres, juge ouais si moi ça parliamentarian. Moi kay juste faire stadium à Twapito. So youth and sports is important on the agenda. The other area of intervention will be community enterprises. I will fight hard. I will work hard with the Ministry of Agriculture and the government of St. Lucia to see at least we have a market day in this constituency, at least on hot grounds, at least once a fortnight on a Thursday, when all the farmers in this constituency can come and sell their produce on hot grounds. We vedes kay vin acheter, except pas toutes ces moun qui ka planter manger obligé aller bon la place. So there will be an effort to bring that awareness and to allow our farmers and those that produce food to use hot grounds so we could start a community market that will grow. It will encourage those of us who are growing food to grow more, because you would also have the opportunity to utilize a place nearby to bring the rest of St. Lucia to buy food on a wholesale and on other basis. And the final area of intervention, and even before I move to this, there are a number of areas of services that are not present in our communities. We will encourage you to provide services within this community so that it provides a basis for persons find employment. So si la pani a barber salon, si la pani a hairdressing salon, nou kay fes a the community a ki panil, nou kay ekouwaje moun pou ale a se bay sa la. And finally, this is where I started. The human resource development for this constituency will pay attention to young parents and children, as I told you. Too often we criticize the youth and we do nothing about our children. We only allow them to graduate to the youth that we dislike or the ways that we dislike. We will invest so that we could shape the behavior of our children, so that the next generation, we will see people that we are happy with. We'll not abort the programs for our youth, but we'll give some attention to our children, because our children are the future. With these areas of intervention, I am sure, and the wonderful ideas that you have to address the other problems that I do not even want to speak about, because the government programs of this silting and seeing about roads and drain will continue. Ouwe oshay moun pa ni rien pou di, yo pa ni pièce vision pour faire rien différence. Yo ka vin répéter dou, yo ka fait ça qui a là pour faire. So ada manifesto moi ouais, gay te fait. Iteni canal. Si vous pouvez canter canal ou pas besoin un parliamentarian, ça vous pouvez c'est un contracteur un maçon avec taxable. You do not need a parliamentarian if it's only trains he can produce. And let me tell you, Ekidi, he had 240 projects in his first term. I suspect it is one drain that's 240 feet long and each foot is a project. Because I've seen nothing to say that Mr. Joseph has done anything in this constituency. I tell you, we must remain steadfast. I'm asking you, on Tuesday morning, nous pas qu'à dormir. Nous pas qu'à dormir dimanche. Lady bon matin, madame, je peux excuser moi parce que je ne peux pas quitter l'office là. Tout le monde, tout bagaille, toutes ces frères, toutes ces sœurs, nous allons rouler ensemble. Nous voulons l'élection finie gros bonnet. Parce que nous voulons temps pour nous fêter. And I'll tell you, I take that celebration in a different way. While you celebrate, I will be there with you, but I will start to work immediately to bring about the relief that we need to bring in this constituency. Good night, our people. Turn out and vote Labour. Vote Joachim Henry.
Thank you, Brother Joachim. My brothers and sisters, I said to you all when we began, when you all leave here tonight, you all will be well equipped to handle the flambeaus. And you all are getting it. Champions upon champions. Messages upon messages. We are giving you messages with substance. My brothers and sisters, it's getting late and we have to move on quickly. Don't forget when you go to bed, tomorrow is Red Friday. What tomorrow is? What tomorrow is? Who y'all voting? Who y'all voting? Now it gives me great pleasure at this present time. It's an honor for me to introduce this champion. This champion did not have to campaign, but I know he's doing it as a mere formality. This man have worked, this man have represented, and this man will continue to represent until he feel enough is enough. And he will leave a name that I don't think anybody could match up with. At this present time, we don't have much time because his introduction is supposed to be so long, but time is against us. I would like to introduce one and only one. They couldn't get a candidate to go up against him. Mr. Philip J. Pierre. Thank you, people.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank the people of Mark and BEXON and Castries office and the police for helping me recover my phone. I want to thank the lady who gave the evidence. I want to thank the person who gave it back to me. Give them a round of applause to me, please. My brothers and sisters, flambeau pen. I want you to say after me tonight, flambeau pen. Yo pen. Flambeau pen. Flambeau já pen tout partout. Flambeau pen. The flambeaus are in trouble and they are desperate. They are in so much trouble that they're making stories that only they can believe. So today, they came with another story. They said that they took the visa of 2 of our ministers. Another lie. Guy Joseph, I heard Joachim call him Mr. Joseph. Joachim is a good guy. Nakue Guy Joseph. Marque pièce Mr. Joseph. You call people Mr. Joseph when they earn their respect. When they know not to disrespect the speaker. When they know not to disrespect the daughter of Sir John Compton. You call people Mr. Joseph when they know they can't take Sarah Flood. By the way, Sarah Flood's name is Miss Hypocrite. That's when you call him Mr. Joseph. So tonight, I am calling him Guy Joseph. There is something I can't stay long, but the Prime Minister is there. Something happened tonight. Tonight I saw a fellow called Timothy Mangal. A fellow I came right here in 2011 and campaigned for him. I saw him on the TV take out his white shirt with a yellow shirt underneath it and take our jersey and throw it and mash and make people stamp on it. Anybody who does that to the jersey of the St. Lucia Labour Party is doomed politically. And Guy Joseph, with his friend Timothy Mangal, are doomed politically. Your tooth ped. Your tooth ped. So, my brothers, Mangal said that I lie, that he did not tender for a contract, and he was not vexed because he did not get it. So that means he was glad he didn't get it. If he wasn't vexed that he didn't get it, he was glad he didn't get it. But I'll tell you something. Mangal contract, his tender, was about $100,000 less than the lowest tender. And you think I could go to the Prime Minister with that? More than the lowest tender. So you think I could go with the Prime Minister and tell him to approve something that's $100,000 more than the lowest bidder? Think I could do that? You think I could take your taxpayers' money and do that with it? So Timothy Mangal vex. Timothy Mangal vex. Timothy Mangal said that we never desealed the BEXON and Mark River. You think a man can lie like that? He said we only desilted the river once. Now you live here. You've been living all your lives. So you never saw the river desilted for the last 5 years? Every year, every June, we desilt the river. But the difference between them and us is that the cost at which we desilt the river is much less than them. Because we don't have to give our brother no contract. We don't have to give our cousin no contract. We don't have to give our sister no contract. What we do is we get the job done for the best price. And that is what the St. Lucia Labour Party is about. We get the job done for the best price. But I want to tell you something finally before I leave. I know you have problems with flooding in that area. Now, no one can tell you that they will stop flooding. Rain is an act of God. You never know how much rain will fall. But we have ensured that there is a study being done by a firm so that they can mitigate flooding in that area. The consultants have prepared their report. We have a draft of that report, and as we speak, they are doing designs for that area so as to limit the amount of flooding in that area. So I can assure you, before this year is ended, you will see work being done in the BEXON Mark Valley to alleviate the flooding in that area. And that is the work of the St. Lucia Labour Party under the leadership of Dr. Kenny Anthony. So that is what we are doing for you. Guy Joseph spent 5 years as Minister of Communication Works. He did nothing about the flooding, nothing. He did nothing about the flooding in the BEXON and Mark Valleys. And now he's out of power, he wants to complain. So Guy Joseph will remain complaining out of power because Guy Joseph paid. So he will remain out of power complaining. So my brothers and sisters, let not your heart be troubled. I've known Joachim Henry for a long time. I've known him for a very long time. And I can tell you, he has your interest at heart. Joachim Henry wants to see a transformation and a change in Castries' office, and you must support him. You must support him because he has a plan, he has a vision, and he has ideas, particularly for the young people. And because of his work, because of his work as a man who worked in social planning, he understands the needs of the young, he understands the needs of the elderly, he understands the needs of everyone. So I want Castries office to join us in Castries East and Castries South for that big victory rally on the night of Monday, the 6th of June. So my brothers and sisters, tomorrow is Red Day. Tomorrow, wear something red. Wear something red where everybody's seen, and wear something red where everybody's not seen. So wear something red. Wear something red, my brothers and sisters. Tomorrow, we have to make a statement. Tomorrow is Red Day, Red Friday. Wear something red. Because flambeau, ped. Tonight, from tomorrow, anytime you see a flambeau, you must say, flambeau, ped. Flambeau, ped. Flambeau, ped. Good night, my brothers and my sisters.
Thank you, Brother Philip. You are hearing it fast and furious. Make sure you all store it up in your brain. My brothers and sisters, we're moving on. We have to get to work tomorrow. We now would like to call on the champion of all champions. This is the man that they will attack. So they believe if we lose our head, we will be weak. So tout sayone pudi say, Kenny do that, Kenny do this. But we will stand by Dr. D. Anthony in this coming election. And I'm telling you, we have work to continue to do. No way can we put this UWP government in power. We remembered what happened 5 years ago.
Everybody show me something. Show me something.
To all Labor Party supporters here and all over the world, tell them we are ready.
C'est pas guy qui ici a put the cutting grass behind the grass. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. It's a pleasure, it's an honor for me to introduce our Prime Minister and the one that will remain our Prime Minister. Let me hear you say, hey babe, hey babe, hey babe, for our Prime Minister, Dr. Kenny D. Anthony. Thank you.
Something inside so strong. Oh, something inside so strong. Brothers and sisters, when they insist we're just not good enough. But we know better. Just look them in the eyes and say, we're gonna do it anyway. Gonna do it anyway.
Good night to you, my brothers and my sisters. Peace, peace be with you. That's why I thought by my levasa. Tonight, I'm a man with a mission. I want to give you the reasons why. Guy Joseph must never ever be elected to this constituency. And I'm going to take you on a journey, a history of Guy Joseph. And my message to you tonight is this. If you want to bring honor, if you want to bring pride, if you want to bring dignity, if you want to bring respect, if you want to do all of that in your constituency, then Guy Joseph must be soundly defeated. He must go. We go back a long time. We go back to 2006, when many of us shed tears when Menisa lost a seat. It was difficult for us, very difficult. And I will never forget the morning after the elections when she came to my house and said to me, PM, she still called me PM then, I let you down, I didn't win the seat. I'll never forget that. The memory of it, the image of it, always in my mind. And I too became exceedingly emotional, forgetting the election that I had lost, but broken by Menisa's defeat. And what we have seen since then has been a travesty of representation. The people of BEXON, the people of Castries Southeast have selected a conman to represent them. There is no politician I know in modern times that has been as corrupt as Guy Joseph. He is one of a kind. Which politician do you know would receive hurricane supplies for his constituency, for his people, and take the hurricane supplies and put under his house? Which politician would do that? Today, I watch Richard Frederick denouncing Guy Joseph. When Guy Joseph brought A&M to this country, in 1 year alone, A&M got $34 million in contracts, $1 million a month, almost, sorry. Almost $3 million a month in contracts. Nobody knew of A&M. All they knew that the owner of A&M was an American. Nobody knew. The most expensive roads in this country were constructed under Guy Joseph's watch. Contracts were signed, work was never done. Philip Pierre will tell you that a contract was given by Guy Joseph, allegedly, to restore the site of a dam. And when Wasco saw the bill, Wasco could not believe it. because the value of the work was 3 times the value that Wasco would have charged Guy Joseph. Since when you hear that the minister's sister signs a contract as a witness, a government contract as a witness, and the minister is the one in charge of the ministry that gives the contract? Guy Joseph. Why? Why would Guy Joseph do that? Guy Joseph and I go back. In the glory of 2006 when he won the election, he said to the whole world, Kenny Anthony, he's not even fit to tie my shoes. You didn't know that? You didn't know that? And when you see I go and I go after him, I had good reason. It is the level of insults and disrespect. And that is his problem. You know, I was in Wavin Paso with Joachim. And I want to talk about Joachim in a few minutes. That boy impresses me, you know. He impresses me. And I went to a household where the people were flambeau before, and they said to me they are voting the Labour Party this election. I was curious. I asked the family, but why you voting Labour this time? And the husband, the man of the house, replied, Guy Joseph. Guy Joseph. It was nom. Ikwe, ils sont major. It was nom. Il pas dit mess. Il a disrespecté fijay moi. Il a disrespecté télévision moi. Il a disrespecté Pepsi ici. He must go. They want to teach him a lesson. They want to teach him a lesson. And you know what the people of Wavin Paso told me? Dernière élection qui passait, il devait demander nous vote nous. Mais pour 4 années et demie, il n'a jamais retourné là pour garder après nous. A man took me to his house, showed me a piece of road that Guy Joseph used government money to build. And because the man was a Labour supporter, Guy Joseph refused to build the road and extend the road to his house. The man has never forgotten that. But I'll tell you this. Parti étoile ça là. Moi pas ouais pour mon Joe. Travail nous fait à Castries Southeast. À bas CDP. Et gars payo. Gars passe match autant travail Labour fait à 4 années et demie. To this day, Guy Joseph can't call for the Taiwanese money, but we know where it is. If we think we don't know where it is, we know where it is. Tanto, tanto. I came to you. I spoke to you in BEXON some months ago. And I don't know who they see I can meetings là. But tonight, his former colleague and friend, Richard Frederick, call him Alibaba. And Richard Frederick say, he has around him 40 thieves. And he can name all 40. He is Alibaba. I'll tell you why. Now, some of you may feel I should not talk about personalities. And who parle lot bagay? Joachim Adou qui plaint by community à des autres guides. But representation is important. In politics, representation is important. If you don't have a committed man, a dedicated man, a man who loves people, a man who can treat you with respect, a man who can cry for you, a man who can respond to you when you're in need. If you do not have that quality of man to represent you, then you know, you finished. That is why you have to make sure that you elect someone whom you can trust to represent you. Put your question du jour. Philippe Pierre marche, personne pas à toucher. He and I have been elected for the same period of time since 1997. Why do you think that I can be up here at meetings up in the north? I can leave you for it. You know why? You're pas à toucher moi. Là, on choisit ça pour la élection. Là où on parti, pas qu'à attendre pour un candidat, savez qu'à perdre. Do you know that the UWP has never kept a meeting for Mondays in Beaufort? Mondays, pas quoi? Ça va être sérieux. Do you know nomination day? You ask Mondays, keep playing people for. Mondays, you go, a doctor. The man is a doctor. Mondays, tell the people. Beaufort is a small ghetto. I will develop Beaufort into a bigger and larger ghetto. So the man wants to take my constituency and make it a bigger and larger ghetto. C'est pour ça que je ne vais pas descendre for action meeting. And my point to you tonight, and to the people of Castries Southeast, the quality of representation matters. When a man stands up and speaks for you, he must speak in a way that he can earn your respect and your commendation. All of us make mistakes in the language that we use. We are humans. We all have defects. But you can never tell me that is a mistake when a man say you cut the grass behind the grass and you put the grass at the side of the road. You see, Manny says laughing because she never heard me speak like that. There's no person in the Labour Party qui s'est moché. Guy Joseph, come here. Come here. They cut the grass behind the grass and put the grass in front of the grass at the side of the road. Now, you don't laugh at people when they make mistakes with language, Because all of us make mistakes. I make mistakes with language all the time. But not like that. You never heard me say so much foolishness. But it is only now that disclosures are coming out. You know why? Because finally Richard Frederick has decided that enough is enough. He's going to expose them one by one. I was telling you a while ago, I was in BEXON. And I asked Guy Joseph a question. Did you offer Stephenson King, 3.5 million US dollars if he agreed to allow A&M to get the contract for Hiwanoro Airport? I will tell you tonight that when I asked Guy Joseph the question, I knew the answer. I will not expose who told me that. But maybe one day I will tell you. Maybe one day I will tell you. But hey, Richard Frederick say that when Guy Joseph wanted to construct the terminal building here in Chastney, Guy Joseph came to him and said to him, if you help me to give A&M the contract, they will give you $1 million US. Then, listen, and then Richard Frederick say, he went to King and told King what Guy Joseph offered him. And Frederick then says, after he approached King, he said he expect that if Guy Joseph offer him only 1 million, then since King is Prime Minister, the big boy, it has to be more than 1 million. I said 3.5 million. But Frederick said it wasn't 3.5 million, it was 5 million. That's the kind of man you're dealing with. That is the character you are dealing with. But you see, in just the same way that he is nasty to me, insults me, says all kinds of manner of things. Let me give you a joke. Come on, Black. Comment vous m'avez mangé, monsieur, un jour? Je t'ai invité, madame, à la messe, vieux fort. L'église, Menissa, Seventh-day Adventist. L'église Joachim. So they invited me to a mass, to a service, and I always go. I always attend these services whenever I'm invited. I think it's a good thing because you must spend time in communion with your God, and you must ask all the time for your sins to be pardoned, and you need to be in worship. So, Guy Joseph Ibe. Et puis, Pasteur m'a dit, Guy Joseph, si vle di ayen, Guy Joseph took the mic and he delivered what he thought was a sermon on prophecy. I said, oh, okay. The pastor then asked me to deliver my piece. And you know the text I chose? Thou shalt not bear false witness against your neighbor. And every sentence I issued was a warning to Guy Joseph that you must live your life with integrity. That you must live your life with honor, with dignity. That you must live your life sincerely. That you must not bring dishonor and disrespect to your neighbor. Then I said to him that the person who is your neighbor is not the person who lives next to you, but the whole world, everybody around you is your neighbor, and you must not bear false witness to them. And I watch him sitting, squirming. Puis mon bat sav, si te sipui, like ten me quote bib, et commence délivrer sermon moi aso, thou shalt not bear false witness against your neighbor. And I say this to you tonight, mindful of the time, because you need to understand how twisted and warped his mind is. Now, some mysteries in the UWP, is beginning to be cleared. I don't want to talk about it tonight. But now we begin to understand why Janine Compton has refused to be part of the UWP. Now we understand it. Because she feels that the people inside the UWP tolerate abuse of women. I'm not going all that way. I'm not going there. But one of the biggest secrets in this country, one of the biggest unknown things, why did Guy Joseph betray Stephen King? Why? Why did Guy Joseph end up supporting Alan Chastney as political leader of the UWP? Why? Now, mind you, Alan Chastney used Guy Joseph ruthlessly to get rid of King. But you know what Guy Joseph told the people in the UWP? And this is a man who talks about racism. He told the people in the UWP, and I know you'll probably wonder if these things are true, but I can vouch for them. He told them that he could never support Stephen King as Prime Minister again. He said that he preferred the complexion of Alan Chastney. That Alan Chastney looked like a white man. That when you see Alan Chastney goes abroad to speak to countries, they're more likely to respect him because he looked like a white man. What I'm trying to tell you is this. What I'm trying to tell you is this. In that single statement, guy has no respect for us as a people. Has no respect for the majority of the people of this country because he believes that it is the color of your skin that will define you. The same man who gave you protection as prime minister, you denounce him. You say to your colleagues that you cannot support him as prime minister because when he goes abroad, he cannot compete with Alan Chastney, and Alan Chastney is better able to speak to other governments and to international agencies. I'm just asking you tonight to reflect on the quality of the man, his mind, the way that he thinks. And the question is, if Guy Joseph can say that about his prime minister, what then does he have in his own mind about the people of St. Lucia? Now I came to do a job here tonight. And the job that I came to do tonight is to do what Joachim would not do. Because you see, Joachim still calls him brother Guy Joseph. I can't call him brother Guy Joseph. He's not worthy of that title. He's not worthy of that title. But you have to think very carefully whether you want to risk your future for another term with Guy Joseph representing you. You have 2 more days for this election. And you need to walk the length and breadth of this constituency, reminding the people of this constituency of the quality of representation they have got. He has to go. It's as simple as that. This country has suffered too much dishonor because of Guy Joseph. It has to be brought to an end. I want the young people of Castries Southeast, when they go to university or when they go abroad, that other students don't have to laugh at them and ask them where they get that fella called Guy Joseph if he's a politician in St. Lucia. Well, moi-même pas qu'à dire ça, puis là, on a récolté fixé en travail qui en est wab. Une dignité. But he feels that somehow they will not catch up with him. We will not catch up with him. He feels that we don't know his secrets. He feels so. The only reason why he can walk around and beat his chest and say, why don't you all arrest me? The only reason is this. We have sent a request to the United States government to ask them to identify all the accounts that Guy Joseph has in the United States and other countries. We want access to the accounts. But we are waiting for the U.S. to give us the response because he believes he can hide it. He can't. He can't. So if he thinks he can walk around and beat his chest know that his days are numbered, because sometime the U.S. will respond to the request by the St. Lucia government to grant access to all the accounts he may have had in the U.S. and elsewhere. Guy Joseph or the likes of him must never be allowed again to represent anybody in the House of Parliament. Never. They say Alan Chastain is a liar. He has diabetes. I tell you, we have to find another name for Guy Joseph. In all my life, I have never seen a politician who can lie like that. Guy Joseph will be in Parliament. He will say things, and the easiest way to catch him, whenever he quotes anything, is to ask him to read it. Now you notice I always catch him. Always. Because I know, one, when he read, he don't understand what he read. But number two, he will lie about what he read. So what you do, every time he's speaking and he quoted from a document and he put it away, you say, oh no, Mr. Speaker, ask the member to make it a document of the House. And you catch him each time. Because what is in the document is not what he said. It's time to bring back some pride into your constituency. I like what I see in Joachim. I like his commitment. And one of the things that has impressed me about him as I go around, everywhere he has made a promise to the people of Wavin Poisson and BEXON, he has kept that promise. I go to houses and the people tell me that Monsieur Joachim te permet moi tel bagay. Il pa kwene mo. Il fait ba moi. Il délivre ou sav. Trust. 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 And many of them will also tell me of things that Guy Joseph promised to do for them. He never did for them. And I warn them all the time. Never promise what you cannot deliver. But he has started on the right footing. He has understood that you must never take a constituent for granted. You make a promise, keep it. If you cannot keep the promise, be honest. Go and say, I promise you, but I cannot deliver it to you. And these are the reasons why I cannot deliver it to you. Joachim is a man of passion. Passion for you, the people of Castries Southeast. And that's important. If you can't feel people, if you can't feel their pain and their anxiety, don't get into politics. But he knows how to feel it. And I have seen him at work. And so, in the next few days, I want you to be out in Wavin Poisson, in BEXON, in Marc, in Trois-Pitons, in Tirocher, in Odsa, in Badeni, in Cooley Town, in Cul-de-Sac. I want you to be out in all these areas to convince anybody who's doubting Joachim, to convince them to be with the Labour Party, to convince them that they must be rid of Guy Joseph to restore the pride and dignity of this constituency because they don't deserve it. But before I go, je vais do one bagay. Ou savent Guy Joseph gain constituency pas moins vote, passer vote qui était gâté. This was the worst constituency in the last general elections. Guy Joseph won, I believe, by 112 votes. But you had 301 spoiled ballots. Well, moi pas avant, là moi quand chile ça mangal fait ses joies. Moi commencé à chile. Si on chay moun le ba, tu as vote, mais yo te senti toi ouais pour vote by mangal, yo gâté vote yo, esprit. I'm beginning to wonder whether that happened. Because how can you explain that there were 301 spoiled ballots in the election in Castries Southeast? 301. The man won, Guy Joseph won by 112, 301 spoiled ballots. Almost, in fact, almost 3 times the number of votes. Now, this time you can't make that mistake. L'année différence à ballot papier ou kay joindre. L'année différence. Il kay plus grand. La kay ni plus là pour mettre ti quoi là. La kay ni yo portrait candidat là. Et puis symbole parti. Quand ou kay ouais bon nom Joachim étoile. Symbole là-bas. Bon, non, Guy Joseph, Flabo. Moi, ça vous parler ça. Mais bon, les yeux ouverts. Puis, je vais faire mistake. Ou quand il y a assez à présent pour mettre Marco et mettre Tikwa. Because, bad as Bengal may have been, and one thing about people, you all sense things better than sometimes the politicians. Many of you had warned me about Mangal. Many of you had said that Mangal will betray the Labour Party. He was not the right man for the seat. We should have listened to you then. We did not. But you can't afford to make this mistake in this election. When you go out and talk to the people, remind them how they must vote. Tell them they will see a change in the ballot paper. But the change is made to make it easier for them to vote. So that seat is yours. It is yours. And you must make sure you bring it home. So tell Commission tonight, do the people of St. Lucia a favor. I'll tell you this. St. Lucians have views of politicians. L'année politicien, pays a haï parce que l'autre politicien. Ma catégorie ça. Puis tout pour le poids, moi toujours devant, pour un leader. Oui, Flambeau pas un tête moi. Oui, yo raconte si ça, crucifié moi. Oui, joie moi qui était politique, yo va célébrer. All of that will happen. But I have never seen a politician the people of St. Lucia despise as much as Guy Joseph. From the north to the south to the east to the west. Even his own, they despise him. So what I'm trying to tell you is this. You have to do the people of St. Lucia a favor by making sure Guy Joseph never returned to the parliament. Tikwa! Tikwa! quoi? Ça m'attend là. Matetanza. Yes. Good night. God bless. Go in peace. Peace be with you. Thank you very much.
Tout en rouge, on t'es laissé tout en rouge, l'année sala nous tout en rouge, maman il est bas nous tout en léba, l'année sala c'est tout le monde a beau bail, on t'es laissé, ça oui nous là, j'en chante qui danse, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé, Kenny on t'es laissé, merci bon Dieu pour lui, moi logiciel au m'a désir, il faut belle même qu'on casse, sort ta main à la bouche, moi tant tu quoi va mon désir, les élections finissent après les plus petits caïmans machitoli, et puis ça mieux WP, yo après c'est passé et fini, brother Moses classique tout ça yo déni, yo des à parti courir, chai vol et go ben Nancy, et puis yo tout play high Kenny, et puis yo quand ta vaille chasse moi nous pour ça connaît j'en sais ici, les balles de ça là c'est, tout le monde a beau bail, on sait ici c'est, ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé, dis-moi tout passe à quoi, ça yo bail voter y boy, diesel de nous la mati so yo capoté ti quoi tout un chey, comme les vieux for on top, tout ti quoi bébé le pop, maman il école le laptop, qui les superman qui support, healthcare infrastructure, Mickey déjà ben nous ça, so pour élection ça là, moi capoté bail les bas, l'année ça là c'est, tout le monde a beau bail, on sait ici c'est, ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé, tout en rouge, on t'es laissé tout en rouge, l'année ça là nous tout en rouge, maman il est bas nous tout en léba, l'année ça là c'est, tout le monde a beau bail, on t'es laissé c'est, ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé, Kenny on t'es laissé, merci bon Dieu pour lui, moi logiciel au m'a désir, il faut belle même qu'on casse, sort ta main à la bouche, moi tant tu quoi mon désir, les élections finissent après les plus petits caïmans machitoli, et puis ça mieux WP, yo après c'est passé et fini, brother Moses classique tout ça yo déni, yo des à parti courir, chai vol et go ben Nancy, et puis yo tout play high Kenny, et puis yo quand ta vaille chasse moi de pour ça connaît j'en sais ici, les balles les salles c'est, tout le monde a vote bail, on sait ici c'est, ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé, tout en rouge, on t'es laissé tout en rouge, l'année ça là nous tout en rouge, maman il est bas nous tout en léba, l'année ça là c'est, tout le monde a beau bail, on sait ici c'est, ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé, Kenny on t'es laissé, merci bon Dieu pour lui, moi logiciel au m'a désir, il faut belle même qu'on casse, sort ta main à la bouche, moi tant tu quoi va mon désir, les élections finissent après les plus petits caïmans machitoli, et puis ça mieux WP, yo après c'est passé et fini, brother Moses classique tout ça yo déni, yo des à parti courir, chai vol et go ben Nancy, et puis yo tout play high Kenny, et puis yo quand ta vaille chasse moi de pour ça connaît j'en sais ici, allez bah l'année ça là c'est, tout le monde a beau bail, on sait ici c'est, ça oui nous là, j'en chante danser, j'en la bouche c'est, tout le monde a mangé.
And sisters, I thank you for coming here tonight. If you have said that you're not equipped to handle the flambeaus tomorrow, then you were somewhere else, not here. Champions upon champions gave you the message, they gave you the hope, and they gave you the facts. You heard no lies tonight. Let's stop listening to what they said was 5 lies to stay alive. We don't have that. Mama Leba, make sure on June the 6th, Nutie Guy Joseph, once and for all in politics. My brothers and sisters, It is time for us to get home. The drivers, be careful. Get home safe. The mercies of the Almighty is upon you all. Mama Israel, Nukaiwe, encore. Bonsoir.
Messieurs, on peut pas parole là. Un homme qui peut même power, qui a toi bail comme ça. Ça. Les moins mouté forestier yo di Joachim yo blé. Ti Roger di Joachim yo blé. Toi piton di yo ha power les moins descend BEXON yo di Joachim yo blé. La lei di Joachim yo blé. Sarah di yo ha power les moins descend mele yo di Joachim yo blé. Cool it on di Joachim yo blé.